North American Simulation Racing Association featuring online leagues like the DSR Electric, Blanchard towing and recovering Xfinity, concerns of police survivors. Jacob and Wesley bringing you all the commentating. Is there beef? Is there beef? This racing is so exciting. They're locked in Nashua Network. That Beagle's cracking them up in the background. It is racing at Atlanta. It is racing at Talladega. Never turn right. Ooh, go baby, go. Don't you curse tonight. As a Brady, the boss man is lessening.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sweet Home, Alabama. Love this place right here. Talladega Superspeedway, 2.66 miles, 33 degrees and banking into quarters, 4 stories tall, 4 lanes wide, 190 miles an hour. You're going to see it all here tonight for the Hot Lap 275 here live on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network with the DSR Electric Truck Series. Good evening, folks. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Wesley Outland will be joining us here in a little bit. And then obviously the Australian Dean Hopton Biggles in the house as well. Getting ourselves lined up. And matter of fact, there he is. Wesley Outland, buddy. How you doing?
I'm well, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to coverage of the NASCAR DSR Electric Truck Series. We are at Talladega. This is of course Mr. Jacob's stomping ground. He loves this place. He loves this place.
I love this place. I love this place, baby. I mean, honestly, you know, I was talking about it just a second ago. I mean, 4 stories tall in the corners, 2.66 miles. The party crowd in the infield, the party crowd out by I-20. Baby, this is the kind of big one. This is. Yeah, the big one on the boulevard, and then you also got a lot of them in the Hooskow after they drank a little bit too much of Grandpappy's moonshine, partying too much out there in the free camping. You get it all here at Talladega.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's a look at the starting lineup for the Hot Lap 275. The Spice Man, Chris Cinnamon on the pole. To the outside, Bo Tiffany on row number 1. Andrew Harris and Tom Lester, row 2. Joshua Suss, Eric Parks on row number 3. Brian Chu, Mr. Restrictor Plate. Watch him in the 51 at Alabama's Cofield. This is home track. They'll start 8th. Stephen Gregory, Stephen Thomas on row number 5. Justin Lumpkin and Cole Larson, the first 6 rows to the top 12.
And Cole Hendrickson, a man who has really been on a mission this season. He's going to start P13 with last week's winner at Phoenix. Roger Dobble will start P14, same as his truck number. Kerry Tribune starting 15th, with Phil Pappas starting in the 16th spot. James Kaufman's going to start 17th with Matt Cherry starting in 18th. Taylor Peacock's going to start 19th. Craig Schroeder will be 20th. The Bulldog Adam Newton will be 21st. Chris Blanchard, keep an eye on this 9 here tonight. He knows how to get it done at Super Speedways. He'll be starting in P22 with Luke Smith and Tyler Gunwood rounding out the top 24.
And we watch the rest of the lineup here as these drivers are getting ready to make at least one more preliminary lap. Actually, it looks like they actually will be coming to the green flag. Then it's going to be J.D. Larson, Aaron Van Rattle, Page, Stiers, Ross, Knott, followed by Johnson, Lyons, your top 32. Put Brady LaBeouf in the mix. He's got Dan Hagan to the outside. Raul Meza, there's your lineup. 35 trucks ready to go. Talladega is where we are, and we're glad you're joining us. Of course, along with Jacob Reeves, the redneck announcer, I am Wesley Outland. There's a look at the point standings. We are getting closer and closer to the playoffs, but tonight, round number 1 of the Dash for Cash as well.
Yeah, Wesley, that's going to be big right there for that as well. Obviously, the Dash for Cash drivers, we'll try to get those guys for you here in just a split second here in a little bit. But all they got to do is beat the other 4 guys. They get a little extra payday. There you see the schedule all the way down Talladega. Then, obviously, the next 4 races, Talladega, the Chicago Street Course, Pocono, and Bristol. That's how you finish a whole deal right there.
Wow, baby. Yes, sir.
I mean, finishing at Bristol. I figured they would have finished it at Daytona, but nah, hell no. Let's go to a short track at Bristol, beef it up there just to try to lock yourself in the playoffs. You can't beat it.
Look at the stages down below, bottom right, stage 1 to lap number 25. We'll move into another 30-lap sprint with the Glass Mechanics stage number 2. Caution flag will be displayed at the end of each lap. Stage points will be given. And then, of course, that third and final stage will take us to 275 miles, 104 laps. Fuel capacity 100%. Unlimited attempts at overtime. And look at the track temp. 104 degrees.
Boy, I need to go throw some steaks out there on the track real quick. They probably cooked them suckers. Not medium well, but well done. But I'll say this, throw some eggs out there, a little bacon, get it all lined up out there. But that will play a factor a little bit right here with the handling of these trucks. These guys are going to be slipping and sliding all the way around this 2.66 mile Superspeedway.
The race for the Dash for the Cash begins tonight. 4 races. Opportunities are shortening for your chance to make it in to the playoffs. The pace truck is in. Here comes the field. The hot lap 275. This is Talladega, and we are green. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a virtual race.
Oh, baby, here we go. Chris Cinnamon down on the bottom side trying to get the help. Andrew Harris down there on the bottom side as well. Up top, Bo Tiffany. He's got Lester right behind him. Lester looked out outside. Now he's going to shoot back to the middle. Everybody still in pace file formation. Up front, Chris Cinnamon, the Spice Man, leads them going into turn number 3. Andrew Harris latched right onto the tailgate as they sail off into turn 3 and in through turn 3 and 4.
Off that Alabama gang super stretch, 34 degrees of banking. Greet these drivers from the top to the bottom. They thunder their way now, working off of turn 4. Down to the tri-oval. They funnel out. It's Cinnamon the Spice Man. He'll come through the tri-oval. Remember the start-finish line all the way at the end of the tri-oval going towards turn 1, lap 1. Cinnamon leads. They're back in 1.
Oh, baby, and they are moving all over the place. One jumped up on the top side. It was Bo Tiffany, blocked it. Pappas was rolling up there with Cherry. Lester jumped up on the top side as well. They tried to put the block on him. Then Bo Tiffany jumps back down on the middle side, killed the whole outside lane. Lester's going to try to make a charge. Now Parks latching on the back of Bo Tiffany. Cinnamon still leads.
All about making that move now. Pappas up on the outside lane. He's got a lot of company with Lester is there as well. Tom Lester up there on the outside lane. He's got Cofield to his left inside elbow, right elbow, the safer barrier. We're 3 wide already behind the top 2 rows. Door to door for the first 2 rows. 3 wide already. Chaos beginning at Talladega, racing wide into turn 1.
And I'm telling you what, if this is your very first race with Nazareth, like and subscribe if you love it, because this is exactly how they get it started. Here with the DSR Electric Truck Series, Lester up top, trying to see if he can get the run and get everybody to latch on. Cofield jumps to the top side. He's going to jump out of the middle lane. Parks still going with Tiffany. Harris still going with Cinnamon. We're looking 3 wide for the lead on lap 3, going into 3.
All about making that move, and we're going to keep them 3 wide. 2's a party, 3's a crowd, 4's chaos, and 5 is oh my. Here they come off of turn 4, down to the inside. Cinnamon now gets company from the middle lane. It's Bo Tiffany. Tiffany, with help from Lester on the outside lane, gets a push from Cofield. 3 wide almost for the lead. A push now from Haney, keeps him in the lead, or Harris on the bottom into 1, and we're 3 wide up the banking.
And looking 4 wide, Lester trying to find a hole. Harris almost ends up getting into Parks. Now Cofield and Lester, Pappas, they're going to slip back just with a little bit. They'll get a run coming off of 2. Cinnamon all by himself, still down on the bottom with Harris trying to give the shove. Joshua Suss up here in the middle, and the Holiday, Mr. Restrictor Plate, Brian Chew, the 4 guys on the bottom. Now up front, Tiffany pumps out.
All about making that move again as they thunder back into the corner. All the while, things settle down here for just a moment, if you will. Not done yet, though, here at the Hot Lap 275. Just getting into the opening 5 laps of this race. Back through the tri-oval. We're 3 wide. Now look at this driver of Bo Tiffany. He is going to fight and thread up the middle. This is the 20 fighting and clawing. That's Larson up the outside. In the middle, and we're wrecking trouble. Cole Hendrickson's into the outside wall. He'll get tangled up with Thomas. He'll get collected with, I believe, the 56 of Craig Schroeder. And it is a gaggle of trucks involved in an incident in the corner. Yellow flag out for the first time on lap number 4 going into turn 1 and 2.
And Elkview, West Virginia, Stephen Thomas gets involved. Once again, we look 4 wide. Lester got stuck up on the top side. Hendrickson tried to jump down just a little bit, snapped loose, came down, ended up going right back up into Lester. And from there on, he just did a straight-up spin cycle. Everybody tried to figure out a way to dive by him. And there you see Stephen Thomas down there in what I like to call the safe zone. It wasn't safe at that point. They just came from the top and came down and straight-up cleaned him out.
The safe zone became the danger zone, if you will, with 99 laps to go. Watch this again. They were stacking them up almost 3 and 4 wide. Larson got the party started. Then all of a sudden, number 10, Cole Hendrickson, gets into the number 6 of Lester. Lester, I believe, was able to use the safer barrier as a pick to keep moving. Then all of a sudden, Stephen Thomas, nowhere to go. Goodwin involved in the 13, and Craig Schroeder also got a piece of it as we watch again from another angle.
Yeah,
there's Kermit. Kermit got into him. Luke Smith.
Oh, man, not Kermit right there. You hate to see that for Kermit. Lucas Lyons back there in the 53 just being able to squeak by. You see, once again, looked like Hendrickson might have got a little loose going into 1. Got down into Kermit, came up, got Lester. Schroeder just nowhere to go. He ends up getting involved, and Hendrickson comes right back down the track. Actually, that was Schroeder that got into Thomas and sent them into the spin cycle. Hendrickson didn't get a whole lot of major damage, I guess you could say. Schroeder might have T-boned him, but I think he was on the brakes hard enough to where it probably didn't take Hendrickson out of this thing. He can get that damage fixed and get back out there.
Caution out here in the early going. We'll reset them here again as you look from different angles. I really don't see at this time anybody, I believe, coming down the pit road here, Jacob. I just don't see it taking place right now.
Well, some of them may right here, honestly.
Some
of them may just go for fuel, and some of them probably just going just for the hell of it to just get to the back of the field and try to stay out of the melee. They went 3 wide very early right there, which is normal for Nazareth, in all. So it's kind of normal for these guys just to jump in. You see Suss right there sitting in his pit box just waiting. Let some of these guys go. Get to the back of the field. Look like Stiers, he just straight up just got out of the damn truck. He just got out of the seat. He said he had enough of it. So Stiers maybe just going to sit back there in the back and just kind of just hang out and just ride at the back. That is a strategy right there, Wesley.
Caution flag in the early going. We're stepping away. We're back with more from Talladega on a Monday night. Stay with us.
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Back here at Talladega, first serve pro caution of the race is out. We're still working on getting things cleared up as we have an accident happen. Yeah, there he is. I'm Wesley Outland. Jacob Reeves alongside. And well, I tell you what, we like Talladega. We like Talladega, Jacob. Remember, hey, NASCAR goes there in about 2 weeks. Put it on your schedule if you've never been to that racetrack. It is phenomenal.
Yes, it is. I mean, it really is. I mean, I've been to Talladega numerous times, probably more times than I can count. Obviously went, in the spring was vacations with my dad. And then, now we're going in the fall race and going in there and checking out the Talladega garage experience, which real quick, I do want to mention this real quick. iRacing did go through an update. They updated a lot of their tracks, a lot of the NASCAR tracks and everything else. And, folks, if you have paid attention to the past couple of broadcasts, look over here coming off of the backstretch. It used to be the Allison grandstands going down the Alabama Gang Superstretch. It is not there anymore. There is no grandstand. You'll see it right here on the left side. No grandstands is there anymore. This is basically what the RV lot would be, where they just put a brand new deal in there. They took the whole grandstands down back in 2014, all that good stuff. So, real happy that iRacing finally put a little bit of an update here with Talladega. I would love to see him go all the way back to like the 2003 model where it was bumpy and everybody's trying to hold on to the cars and everything. I would love to see him bring that model back.
Well, I'm just glad that they finally got rid of the grandstands on the super stretch because they've not been there for how long? I mean, come on.
Over 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, yeah. I mean, refurbishing. So, where's everybody at? There we go. Lights off for the pace truck, by the way. Notice that we have control of the cameras up against the wall, too. We have like a evil scientist, big old Steen Hopton. There we go. Oh, my goodness. Okay, you look all right. You're ugly. You need to get a tan.
Wow.
Who the hell are they cheering for?
They go get it. They're getting a tan. That's that Talladega Sun. They'll get it.
That's the spotter's box. If you turn around, we're in the booth that says this is Talladega. But we're coming back to green. Zoom in on the flagman. Is he the new flagman or the old one?
Green.
What are you going to do, buddy? Come on. Oh, it's the old flagman. You're fired. Let's go back to racing. Talladega.
Oh, baby,
we're just cutting up with you. We're just cutting up with you people. Yeah.
Yeah. We're just throwing a little bit of entertainment to you folks out there live on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. Bo Tiffany down on that bottom side. Phil Pappas, he started 16th. He was one of those guys up there with Matt Cherry that got a run on that outside and was able to get something going. Now they're already starting to make some moves again. Andrew Harris, Lucas Lyons back here. Stephen Gregory up on the top side. Tiffany still got the lead. 3 of them up top, 3 in the middle, and the rest of the crowd's down on the bottom.
And they're not wasting any time to get back 3 by 3 again. Here they come, working now off the corner. Got to get about a lap to get back to full song, but Roger Diebold, winner last week. He's got to carry that momentum, pushing now. Cofield up high. He is now right there in the snake's patch, battling with these guys as they work back into the corner. Tiffany to the inside.
Cofield had that one by 9 1/1000ths of a second if that would have been the finish, but Tiffany's going to charge back on the inside. Help from Pappas, help from Cinnamon, help from Tribune. Up top, Andrew Harris with Lucas Lyons and stuck right in the sucker hole. Jonathan Cofield, last week's winner, Roger Diebold. That's some momentum for you. And the Bulldog Adam Newton stuck in the sucker hole as well.
And we watch all this happen again now as they close back into the corner. Put another lap on the board, if you will. This is again stage 1. We're already about to be 10 laps into it. Cofield now from Mumford, Alabama, leads the way. To the inside comes, though, Bo Tiffany. Diebold now gives a push to Cofield. Cofield drives from the middle lane to the bottom lane, throws the block on that truck of, believe, Harris now in the mix, and put Pappas up there in the top 5. And look at also Adam Newton. He's climbing.
Yeah, very much climbing right on the back door like I talked about last week's winner at Phoenix, Roger Diebold. He's going to jump up here. Bo Tiffany goes from the bottom, jumps to the top, much like Cofield did from the middle all the way to the bottom. Tiffany will reassume the lead. Up front, Harris, here comes Lyons. They're trying to make a charge. Tiffany leads off 4.
And he had a big opportunity to get a big jump and take that spot. Could not clear him. Here they come down to the line with Tiffany now inside. In the lead, Bo Tiffany. Now in the middle lane. Bottom lane is Cofield. Up high is Harris. And we're 3 wide, 5, 6 rows. Climbing the banking into turn number 1.
3 by 3 by 3 all the way through the field. There you see Lucas Lyons, door banging, down low truck right in behind Andrew Harris. Bo Tiffany jumps back up front. He's got the lead. Newton right in behind Diebold. He got a little bit sideways. Gregory's going to try to get up there and give the shove. Here comes Roger Diebold getting a run going into 3, but Tiffany, I have him on the inside.
And he thought about just a moment ago to try to shut the door and throw the block on him, but then he thought better of it again. They worked their way back into the corner. It's Bo Tiffany to the inside. Here comes the game, a cat and mouse as they slingshot from the bottom to the top of the racetrack. Newton gives a shot to the tailgate of Diebold. Diebold just can't shut the door on Tiffany as we work the 1.
And Diebold trying to go for a winning streak. One last week trying to win here tonight at Talladega, but still a long, long way to go here in the hot lap 275, but looking pretty good in the number 14. Here he goes. Battle for the lead. Tiffany on the bottom. Diebold stuck in the middle, and up top, here comes Stephen Grigg, the 61. Once again, you're going to hear it a lot here tonight, folks. 3 wide for the lead here at Talladega.
3 wide for the lead and not done yet. Here comes the cavalry back into the corner. Now it's going to be Tiffany on the inside lane. Diebold, hungry to get another win. His first ever win in Nazareth last week. He wants to go 2 for 2. He's got Newton give him a shot through the tri-oval. Here comes Tiffany now. Diebold in the middle lane. Outside lane is now Gregory pushing up for the leaders on the outside into 1.
And here comes Gregory, big run. Harris right in behind him. Lyons trying to follow. Diebold, real hard side draft. Down on the door of Bo Tiffany. Diebold gets loose. Newton gets loose. They straighten it back out. Now here comes Chris Blanchard, started 22nd in the field. He's up here in the mix as well, but top lane will advance. Gregory all the way from the pit house down to the bottom side. Gregory leads.
All this happening as they work their way back down into the corner again. It is right now the outside lane. Working, helping is now Harris. Harris has got a trunk full. He's got help. Pushing him is also Harris with also the driver of Lyons. Pushing each other back and forth, back and forth. Now Tiffany pushing now new leader. Stephen Gregory to the leader. Will it be Diebold in the middle lane? He leads in 1.
Boy, literally pick your horse in all 3 lanes, and you could probably end up coming out a winner. Harris up top, Diebold down on the bottom, Gregory also on the bottom, Diebold actually in the middle. Now 3 wide in synchronized formation all the way down the back chute. Who is going to get the shove? Harris, no help. Gregory getting all the help on the inside. He'll poke out in front.
It is very frantic that we're closing in on 10 laps remaining in stage 1, and we are seeing the chaotic racing that we are in the early going. Nonetheless, they hold it on and not foul. Here they come off to the tri-oval. It's Gregory now, the new leader. He's on the bottom of the racetrack, got a push with Tiffany. Diebold to the middle lane with a push by Newton, and help's coming with Blanchard also as they work into 1.
And the outside lane is straight up dead. Nothing up there. Now Cherry jumps up, tries to get the shove from Andrew Harris. LaBeouf's going to jump up. Brady LaBeouf started dead last, 33rd in the field. He's trying to make a charge. Mission 1 going to the front. Cherry latched right onto the tailgate up front. Gregory still trying to hold it. Diebold is there, but here comes the boss man on the outside.
It is Brady LaBeouf. He's now on the outside lane, and he's got help as well. Cherry 54 to the outside up against the safer barrier. Here comes also Harris to follow, and another truck to make it 4 trucks on the outside lane. It's Newton the monkey in the middle. It's Diebold on the inside. He's the new leader as they work through the tri-oval. Off of turn 4, down to the line. Under 10 laps remaining. 9 to go now in stage 1. Stage points up for grabs. Bragging rights to win here in Talladega. So to go.
Yeah, Newton is really starting to make a charge on that inside lane. Blanchard lined right up behind him. Diebold still assumes the lead for the moment. LaBeouf with a shove from Cherry. 3 wide again for the lead. Harris right in behind them. LaBeouf and Harris, they have beef. They have history, but LaBeouf ain't worried about it. Goes to the lead, jumps down in front of Newton. New leader, Brady LaBeouf.
And he thought about it up on the outside lane. Brady LaBeouf now went from the top, now pulls to the middle lane. The 24 Chevrolet, originally from Louisiana, now from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Roll Tide. He leads the way as they work 3 wide for the leader after turn 4.
Oh, baby, here we go. LaBeouf trying to hold on. Cherry up top. Newton there as well. Now here comes the 83. Aaron Van Rada. Where has he been? He started 26th. He's trying to jump up here. He's got Harris lined up right behind him. LaBeouf leads off turn 2. Newton there to help. Nobody wanting to jump out of line. Wesley, you talked about it. Stage points up for grabs. Here comes Cherry to the outside for the lead.
Absolutely perfect formation now. Working into the corner as we watch him now hit the turn 4 into the tri-oval again. Diebold's led laps. Now the Warrior Wraps number 24. Brady LaBeouf's got a trunk full in the back. The tailgate is slammed full with the front grille of Adam Newton. The Bulldogs got pushing. He's got Blanchard. They're all going after it as they go back into the middle lane into 1.
And Cherry up top still trying to get the help, and that outside lane is straight up dying once again. Nobody wanting to help out up on that top side. Roger Diebold will take hold of the lead once again. Gregory Tiffany to help, and now Brady LaBeouf lined up in the middle lane. He's got Newton lined up right behind him. Bo Tiffany trying to help. Blanchard's there as well. Here comes LaBeouf again.
And Brady LaBeouf now to the bottom of the racetrack. Brady LaBeouf now, correction, that's actually Roger Diebold. Diebold to the inside. Trucks are starting to drop off way below the apron, and we're crashing. Trouble. Chris Blanchard gets turned. Chris Cinnamon's into the outside wall. Godwin speeding wildly. Phil Pappas locks up the brakes to enter pit road. And the caution is out for the second time on lap number 19 at Talladega.
Oh, baby, it's bound to happen, and one night it did, and it absolutely did. Going through 3, you see the contact. Blanchard actually is going to get into Newton, tags him, sends him down into Cofield. Then Blanchard tries to get out of the gas. Newton still trying to save it. He was able to save it, but Blanchard tried to go topside, gets Van Rada, and then from there on, they're swarming, crashing. Goodwin gets involved. You mentioned Chris Cinnamon, the Spice Man getting involved as well. Multi-car accident off turn 4.
Another multi-car accident, as you mentioned. It happened earlier in the start of things in turn 1 and 2. Now in turn 3 and 4, entering the tri-oval. I ain't gonna lie to you, Jacob Reeves, I got a little bit nervous right about here when I saw trucks before we saw Blanchard spin, dropping down to the bottom of the apron and trying to go 5 or 6 wide. I thought drivers were trying to make green flag pit stops, and I also thought that was going to cause trouble, and it did. Watch ahead, watch the bottom. Watch the bottom, right about now. But you see Blanchard, you see everyone else below the apron, and then all of a sudden, you got chaos coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them try to drop down. Some of them may be thinking about going ahead and making a pit stop a little bit early. Some of them may be actually just trying to go as low as they possibly can. They seen what happened right here. They see Blanchard make contact with Newton. Newton comes down, gets Cofield. Meza may be thinking just go as low as I possibly can and try to miss every single bit of this. You see a lot of them going down there as well. Literally, Wesley, that is the safe zone. You can go below that double yellow line to avoid accident. You cannot go below it to improve your position, but you damn sure can go below it to try to miss accidents like this.
And by the way, another driver that got collected was Aaron Van Rattle. He's the one that just got clocked up into the outside wall by Chris Blanchard, the first truck that's able to roll away. And then you see, again, Chris Cinnamon, Tyler Goodwin, all these other drivers trying to avoid what just happened as we are down to the end of the final laps of Stage 1 here at Talladega. There's Aaron Van Rattle right there, as I said. Look at this, and just nowhere to go. Trucks just scattering. Like I always say, whenever you cut the light on in the middle of the night and the roaches are scattering from, finding shelter. They don't want to get swatted. The same thing with these trucks just a moment ago. 21 of 104 laps. Caution out here for the second time. We're stepping away, taking a break. Some drivers are pitting, some are not. We're back from Talladega. The hot lap 275 rolls on as we're near the end of stage 1.
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email.
Race recap on the bottom right. Welcome back to our coverage. Along with Jacob Reeves, I'm Wesley Outland. Dean Hopton alongside second Serve Pro Yellow of the race, round number 1 of the Dash for Cash. We're down to the final 4 races. The final 4 races of the regular season before playoffs. Don't talk about playoffs, but it is the playoffs. And by the way, speaking of playoffs, did you know that was the Indianapolis Colts coach there? No, that was Detroit Lions. I'm sorry. It really was. I'm just messing. But I love the man cave, though, of our buddy Joey Stiers. That looks really cool.
I tell you what, I wish I could make mine look like that, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I wouldn't have no blue jerseys or nothing like that. Wes, that you know me, I'm gonna have either. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Joey. I mean, I would be having some crimson jerseys, some red jerseys, some white jerseys. I gotta have my Alabama Crimson Tide and some of my Atlanta Braves. I would be decking out it. I would literally be decking it out.
Hey, by the way, Jacob, the Atlanta Braves have won a couple of games this week.
About time. I mean, it took long enough. I mean, if you, go back a couple of episodes back,
I heard it.
Go back and download. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Matter of fact, the boss man of Nazareth, that was one of my beefs, was the Atlanta Braves starting 0-7 or 0-6 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I just absolutely let loose. I mean, I was so ticked off about it. I mean, I couldn't even sit straight. And but they finally have won a couple of games. It took them.
They have. They're right. Well, they got 5 wins now. They beat the team tonight. They beat the Toronto Blue Jays. So they beat them 8-4.
They won
that's
tonight?
good. Yeah, they're 5-11. Yeah.
Wow. That's a miracle.
Yeah.
That is a straight up miracle. And, real quick, for all you fans out there that want to sit there and say, oh, well, think about what the Atlanta Braves did when they started, 0-3. They won the World Series. Yeah, think about it. 0-8? I think that's what we started. What did we get then? Think about that, folks.
Green's out. Green flag.
Well, coming back to green. Let's do it. Back underway.
Here we go. Roger Diebold down on the bottom side. Nobody's going to jump up there to the top side, try to get something going. Bo Tiffany down on the bottom side. Stephen Gregory there as well. Man back there is Brady LaBeouf. Jonathan Kofi, I'm trying to go with him. Matt Cherry's going to line up. Now he's going to jump up. Now Stephen Gregory's going to jump up. Inside lane's going to straight up get freight train. Gregory with Cherry with LaBeouf. Gregory's going to the lead at Talladega.
Seeing happens again. Gregory now up on the outside lane. Remember, by the way, stage points on the line, and they end on the lap of the stage. In the past, if there was a caution before the stage, they'd say it would be over. Not now. Working into 3 and 4. 3, now make it 2 laps to go. Lap 23 on the board as Stephen Thomas gets jerked way high to the outside lane. He'll try to crack into the top 10 again, and Cherry now, the middle leader into 1.
Yeah, and he's going with Lucas Lyons, who started 32nd in the field. He's trying to go up here and make something happen. His good buddy Jonathan Cofield in the 58 will jump up right in front of the 53. They're contact. They're spinning in the back. Big spin back in the back. J.D. Larson in the 58 ends up going around. Caution is out. And we got another one, and we got another pileup as well.
Yeah, big trouble there. The 98 involved. That driver up against the outside wall. He's pointing northbound in a southbound lane. J.D. Larson get back forward again. Everyone else now collected as well, including Jeffrey Johnson. I think I saw Chris Cinnamon get a little piece of it also. Here it is down the back straightaway, and they all just come undone right there. Stephen Thomas also in the 44, and away we go from here.
Yeah, I mean, from what it looked like right there, maybe Jeffrey Johnson might have got a little bit loose right there coming off of turn 2, tried to get the truck straightened back out, might have snapped loose right here. Either that, no, actually, he was trying to come down a little bit, and for some reason, another Cole Larson was coming up, got him in the left rear, ended up tagging him down into his dad. That's Cole Larson and J.D. Larson, father-son duo here on the DSR Electric Truck Series. Watch it once again. Jeffrey Johnson Jr. in the middle, comes down. Larson coming up. They make contact. Comes down, gets J.D. Larson. Stephen Thomas, innocent bystander, and Joey Stires almost got caught up into that, but he was able to squeak by.
Yeah, nowhere to go, obviously, for those drivers again up against the outside wall. And there it is again from the contact. Here's another look at it again on board with Jeffrey Johnson. 98 Larson. Contact with Johnson. In the middle of the sandwich, Thomas gets collected. He slams into the outside wall. Then you got Johnson spinning. Spiceman Chris Cinnamon involved, and so was Blanchard. And I got a feeling this will end the stage. They're going to come to the line. We'll be working lap number 25 this time by Jacob. So this will be the stage break right here. So whoever's in the top 10, you get points.
Absolutely. And looks like Gregory is going to end up getting that with Roger Diebold. Some of these other guys not going into the pits right here. Pace lights are still on, but here's the thing, Wesley Outland, pit lane is closed. These guys going down pit road, they are good to go. They went into the pits before the pits closed. These other guys that decided to stay out and get those stage points, they cannot go down pit road because pit lane will be closed this time by, so they cannot pit. So they're basically stuck out there and hope for another caution. That way they can pit and get gas.
Tossed it out third time, and this is the end of stage number 1 as well. We will try to grab the stage winner when we come back from Talladega.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Oh.
Stephen Gregory joins us now as the Stage 1 winner in the Bodine's Moonshine entry. You're taking Talladega so far. It's been kind of chaotic, hasn't it, for the opening stage? What do you think?
I mean, it's Talladega, isn't it? It's always chaotic when we come here.
Well, I mean, but Steven, I was talking to you about this right here in the green room. I mean, obviously, you cannot pit right here. Obviously, 100% fuel capacity and all that good stuff. I'm guessing around 30 to 33 laps, maybe 35 laps on a full tank of fuel and everything else. You're not going to be able to make it to the end of stage 2. What are you banking on there? Are you banking on a caution?
It's Talladega. We're going to get a caution. I don't see us going green all the way into stage 2, but I kind of lucked out because it looks about almost everybody behind me didn't go in either. So I guess we're all sitting in the same strategy of hoping a quick caution comes out.
All right. There's his thoughts. Thank you, Stephen. Good luck the rest of the way. Good to hear from you. I haven't talked to you in a while.
It's been a minute. But
it has been a while. There you go. Thank you. Stephen Gregory. Roger Diebold, winner last week, by the way. Look at Roger. Got a lock on fourth. You see the updated point standings. That's how it is, by the way. Remember, Jacob, last week, Roger Diebold, he was all the way in 15th in the points, outside the cut line. Bam. Look at this. Look at the battle for the outside the cut line. By the way, remember, top 24 make the playoffs this year. That's also something different.
Yeah, I mean, Wesley, they kind of threw a little bit of a different, I guess you could say, kind of threw a wrench on the playoffs this year. They're going by, I guess, seeds. We'll be able to give the folks at home a little bit more info about that when it gets closer to that time. But something about seeds where the first, the first guy up in the points, he's going to go up against the 24th place guy, and it's the average finish somewhere in that range, and then it goes all the way down from there. A little bit different than what we've seen in the past, where you would start out with 20, and then you would go to the Fast 14, and then go to the Elite 10, and then go to the Championship 6. Whole different ball game this season that Bray LaBeouf and Cody Knott and all the admins at Nazareth are trying to break out for some of these guys. So it will be a little bit different of a playoff. But at the same time, it's still going to be big, at least for these next 4 races, to find out who's going to get that final spot. Justin White has it as of right now. I do not believe Justin White's in the field. So everybody else, they're licking their chops to try to get into that top 24.
Oh, and by the way, we are also live with the Community Radio Network with coverage of the NASCAR DSR Electric Truck Series. Don't forget, coming up later tonight, we got more. And tomorrow, we got baseball for you. A triple header of baseball. Coverage begins tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern. We're going to go all the way to the nighttime. Triple header on CRN is right now. iRacing Talladega continues. Pace truck is in. We're back underway in the hot lap. 275. And by the way, welcome to Glass Mechanics stage number 2.
Well, let's see how Glass Mechanics Stage 2 ends up faring for these drivers as Gregory's going to fire away. Stage 1 winner. He will assume the lead coming off of turn number 2. Matt Cherry lined right up on his tailgate. Bray LaBeouf lined up there as well. Tiffany snaps loose a little bit. Harris right in behind him, trying to help out Roger Diebold. Oh, Bob, I'll tell you this much. Those only 2 of them starting to make some headway. They're going to make a charge at Stephen Gregory in 3.
We're ready to go at it again. Remember, lap 28 will be completed this time by. They're working to lap number 55 in stage 2. Gregory, we just spoke with him. He leads them in the corner. Remember, Gregory did not pit, but he's not the only one, Jacob Reeves. Roger Diebold, Bo Tiffany, Lucas Lyons, Luke Smith, and Andrew Harris have also not pitted. They're also all in the top 10 as we climb the bank into 1.
Yeah, and they're not even acting like they're saving fuel at all right here, West Allen. They are straight up sending it. Diebold had the lead for just a split hot second, has to back away. Tiffany up there as well. Everybody rustling for real estate. Lyons jumps up to the top, jumps back in line. Harris lined up right behind him. Cherry's going to jump out of line. Jumps in front of Diebold. Matt Cherry to the lead in 3 and 4.
Matt Cherry got a push with Diebold. Brady LaBeouf with a push to Gregory. And now Smith and Tiffany are licking their chops. Kermit in the B, ready to climb in from row 3. Here they come to turn number 4 to the tri-oval. It is Cherry up high. He's got Diebold pushing him. LaBeouf pushing Gregory all his worth as they climb the banking, working back to turn 1 to lap 30.
And a couple of guys that we usually talk about when we come to super speedways are starting to get closer and closer into the picture. Taylor Peacock in the 81 has won numerous times here at Talladega in the DSR Electric Truck Series and also in the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series on Friday nights. Just inside the top 15, starting to make headway. Cherry up on the top, Diebold on the bottom as they are going through 3 and 4.
Working their way back into the corner. Here they come on turn number 4, back to the line. Brady LaBeouf, a push, up high. Look at Cherry. He tried to go on his own way. You can go your own way, and sometimes you can fall to the back. And that's exactly what's happened to Cherry as they work into turn 1.
Yeah, that was a real bad bump draft going through the tri-oval, knocked him sideways. LaBeouf ends up losing his help. outside middle lane are straight up dead. Gregory's going to assume the lead. Luke Smith right in behind him. How about Cole Hendrickson? We saw him going around on the very first caution of the race. He's up here inside the top 5 with Roger Diebold up here trying to make some ground on that outside.
And they work their way back into the corner again. It's Gregory now. Back to the inside. Following is Kermit, Luke Smith. Then it's going to be Cole Hendrickson. Remember the 10. He had problems earlier. He's fought his way right back into this battle again, working their way through the trouble as they come off turn 4.
And he is now in the sucker hole as LaBeouf's going to end up going around him. Tribune's going to end up going around him. Hendrickson trying to find some friends. Eric Parks up here in the 73. Good start for him this season, then started 6th. He has stayed in the top 10 all night long. Chris Blanchard up here in the mix with Stephen Page as well trying to make something happen. Brady LaBeouf, though, being very aggressive here at the start of this race. He's going to work this middle lane and try to get the lead.
Solid run again for him as they work their way off the corner. Here comes now the sidestep move from Brady LaBeouf. He'll now work alongside Gregory. Gregory also puts now Smith behind him. Here comes now also Harris. Kerry Tribune now pushing LaBeouf. Outside lane, here comes the truck wagon. It is Mr. Parks going to go 3 wide, maybe for the lead in 1.
Yeah, Parks trying to get this outside lane rolling, as so is Brady LaBeouf in the middle lane trying to get something going as well. Kerry Tribune trying to help him out all he can. Hendrickson has finally found some friends in the form of Adam Newton. Now Parks gets the shove from Page. They're on top. LaBeouf stuck in the middle, but all the help down on the bottom side, down in the cellar where Graham Pepe has the moonshine, but we're looking 3 wide for the lead in 3 and 4.
And it's Easter season where Grandma hides the Easter eggs from Grandpa up on the outside lane for Parks. All this going on as they work their way back into the corner again. 3 wide, moonshine, Easter eggs. Here they come off turn 4.
Moonshine Easter eggs. We love moonshine Easter eggs here in the great state of Alabama, the virtual Alabama. LaBeouf in the middle, Parks up top. Now you also got Tribune trying to help out as well. 3 wide through the field. Taylor Peacock, talked about him, very strong here at Talladega. 4th truck in the inside lane trying to make something happen. LaBeouf squirts out ahead. Gregory's going to get a run in 3 and 4 and try to get back to the lead.
All this happening now as they work their way back to the corner. Here we come off turn 4, and we got green flag pit stops going on. Here comes the cavalry on pit road.
This was bound to happen right here. Wesley Outland, Gregory, and a couple of others, host of others, I should say, jumping down pit road right here for what will be, like you said, a green flag pit stop. Gregory, one of them, Harris, one of them, Peacock. All these guys jumping down pit road. They couldn't make it, but they're going to try to do all that they can to try to make it as much as, once again, 3 wide again. Parks up top. Tribune in the middle. Newton behind Tribune. Hendrickson trying to help LaBeouf, but Parks has a nose. Now Tribune has that nose out front.
Sure does. As right now, we'll see what he'll do with that nose. All this happens again as they work their way back into the corner. 3 by 3 by 3 again. Here they come off turn 4. Here comes Kermit. Luke Smith onto the pit lane. Everyone else now into the tribal. We're still 3 wide, but now the man in the middle carrying Tribune to the lead.
And that's not what you want to do right there if you're Luke Smith. Nobody went with him all by himself. Nobody went with him. You do not want that. You want to have friends. You want to be able to have the draft, because if you're all by yourself, you're literally going to be running, what, 180? If you're lucky, 180 miles an hour. Everybody else up here running 10 miles an hour faster than what you are running. Parks now with a shot on the outside. He's going to try to go to the lead.
He will try to go forward again. Here comes now Parks, the truck wagon up on the outside lane. The reason why I say truck wagon, it's a truck, but it looks like a station wagon. Looks like it's out of National Lampoon's Vacation. Here comes now Clark. Here comes Clark on the outside, the Griswold machine. Parks powering to the lead. Will he hold on? No. Lyons in the middle lane. He's got also Kerry Tribune right there in the middle as they work in 1.
3 wide all the way through the field. A couple of stragglers back in the back just holding on and waiting for something to pop off. Lyons down on the bottom. Tribune in the middle. Parks up top. Newton there. Cofield's there. Stephen Page in the mix as well. Lyons getting all he can handle from the Tuscaloosa native. At Brady LaBeouf giving him the shove. Kerry Tribune stuck in the middle. He's trying to make something happen. Middle lane dies. Here comes Lyons for the lead.
And all this going on again is Lyons now. Look at this, by the way. Lucas Lyons has not pitted. Going 37 laps of the green flag run. Lyons yet to come to pit lane, and he's not showing signs of stopping yet. Into the tri-oval, still at speed on the bottom of the racetrack. He's got Brady LaBeouf pushing all he can on the back door. Kerry Tribune, he's got, of course, Adam Newton powering him in the tailgate. All this goes on as they work up the bank, get into 1 and 2, around lap machines as well.
That's Bo Tiffany, the lap traffic. Everybody's going to shoot by him. Here we go. Lyons still has the lead. Tribune trying to muster something up in that middle lane and get it going. Newton, Cofield, they're following. LaBeouf and Hendrickson following Lyons. Chris Blanchard back here in the mix, and Chris Cinnamon back up here in the mix as well.
Watching all of this happen again as they work now back into turn number 4. Here they come, funneling down into the tri-oval. Off the corner, will Lyons peel in? He will not. Yes, he does. Here comes now Lyons. He's got Brady LaBeouf and their others trying to lock up. Can't be speeded entering pit road. It's going to be close.
Woo, baby, that was absolutely close. Remember, pit road speed limit, 55 miles an hour. LaBeouf and Lyons, they overshoot their pit boxes, had to back up. Hendrickson will assume the lead. He has Chris Blanchard lined up right behind him. And once again, the Spice Man, Chris Cinnamon, started on the pole here this evening, got caught up in a wreck. He's back up here in third. And Tyler Goodwin saw him get spun around. He's back up here in the mix.
What a shot we just saw again. We're not done yet. Here they come back out of turn number 4. Remember, now here comes massive cloud cover. I'm talking about cloudy over the racetrack. That's really going to change things, maybe handling-wise, on some of these guys' trucks as they work their way down into the tri-oval. Here at Talladega, put another lap on the board, and we're not done yet. Cole Hendrickson, remember Cole, involved in 2 crashes? He leads them now on lap number 40 next time by.
And they'll take that cloud cover, just not the fog like we have had here at Talladega in the past with Nazra. And up front, Hendrickson will still hold that lead. Blanchard still tucked right up on his tailgate. Cinnamon trying to follow. Here comes Kerry Tribune. He's got help. Newton's there. Here comes Cofield. Park's going to line right up behind him. Stage 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic, and it's turned out to be a dandy.
It certainly has turned out to be a very good one. Very exciting so far. Very a little calm, cool, collected, if you will, than what the first stage entailed. But all the while, all these guys holding in their spots. They stay in line, and we continue to race on. Back into the tri-oval, going back to turn 1. It looks like nightfall settling in here now at Talladega. It's got so dark. Hendrickson to the inside. He's the leader. Push with Kerry Tribune, and the 9 back up in the front again. Remember, he was crashing. So was Cinnamon. So was Tribune. They're all back in the saddle again.
Boy, I'm telling you, that is how crazy it can be here at Talladega. Straight up crashing and go all the way back to the front. Go from the pit house to the outhouse and straight back to the pit house. Here we go. Hendrickson leads. Blanchard and Cinnamon front 3 trying to break away from the field.
Another solid lap. Here they come, working off turn 4. Here comes some more drivers way, way, way off the pace. All of this going on with Hendrickson in the lead. He's overtaken more traffic up ahead, up on the outside lane. Look at this, getting by that driver. There's, I believe it was Cofield. No, that's not Cofield. That's Lucas Lyons. He'll go a lap down. They work back into 1.
Hendrickson still holds the lead. Blanchard there as well, and a lot of single file, at least for the front 3 guys. Now it goes back to double wide. Goodwin with Tribute. Then Cofield with Schroeder. Chris Schroeder back up here in the mix, up here in the 56, trying to get going. He's 6 laps down, but still racing in the field. Hendrickson leads, still going into 3.
Top 10 right now, up 12 spots to the lead is Cole Hendrickson and his Toyota. Then you got Chris Blanchard up 20 spots to second. Chris Cinnamon third. It's the Cole Chris show, top 3. Then it's Tyler Goodwin, Kerry Tribune, Jonathan Cofield, Eric Park, Stephen Thomas, Stephen Page, Chad Ross, top 10. Back up the banking and the clouds going to 1.
And a couple of others back here, as well as Cole Larson and J.D. Larson trying to hook up father-son duo, trying to make something happen. Up front, Hendrickson still has the lead. No challenge from the outside. Hendrickson gets a little bit squirrely. Blanchard got a little squirrely. Cinnamon got a little bit squirrely. Everybody getting a little bit squirrely. Middle way down the back. May open the door for the middle lane. Kerry Tribune trying to make a charge in 3.
Sun now beginning to poke out through the clouds, and now it is actually getting brighter here at Talladega. Working now the final under 15 laps to go now here in the stage 2. It is Hendrickson in the 101 Designs Toyota down to the inside. Kerry Tribune in the middle lane in second, but Blanchard has worked his way on the inside back to second behind the leader, and look at now Luke Smith. Kermit's trying to get something started up on the outside lane again, where Grandma hides Easter eggs as they work into turn 2.
Yeah, but I got a bad feeling right now he can look for those Easter eggs all he wants to, but doesn't look like anybody's going to try to look with him. He's going to go all the way to the back. Hendrickson keeps it down on the bottom side. Tribune trying to line up. Cofield lined right up behind with him, as well as the track. Cooling down just a little bit. Still at 103. We started at 104. Cooling down by 1 degree. It may make a difference.
By the way, this is the Hot Lap Podcast 275. If you'd like to know more information on the Hot Lap, hopefully it'll be coming back soon with Brady and Tyler Dittmer and others. Check it out on previous episodes are on YouTube. There you go. And it's on NASRA as well.
Yeah, obviously a very cool little podcast. Enjoy listening to that. Bray LaBeouf and Tyler Dittmer's insight on everything that's going on in NASRA. And if you want to keep up with everything going on in NASRA, make sure you like and subscribe to the NASRA 360 Racing Network on YouTube. Sure is a dandy each and every time we watch one of these races. Hendrickson, Blanchard, and also Chris Cinnamon. Like you said, Wesley Cole, Chris show up at the front.
It's all going on right now as there you see what's supposed to be coming back soon. Obviously, I know they're working on the NASRA Blanchard Show and Xfinity Series. That'll be coming back on Tuesday. NASRA Cup Series coming back, I believe, in the next month on a Wednesday night for Season 2. Congrats again to Jeff Work on the championship. And then, of course, they're working on an ARCA driver development program on Thursday. Friday night will be the Cops Truck Series. And, of course, take your pick. Monday through Friday, and I can tell you the next big Crown Jewel special will be in Memorial Day, the virtual NASRA Indy 500, and if that wasn't enough, the NASRA Coca-Cola 600. And Jacob, I think it's all going to be done on the same day or same weekend possibly.
Oh, baby, I'm going to have to get my sleep in on that one. That's going to be a long day, but it sure will be a fantastic day of racing. Catch it all live here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Hendrickson still has the lead. Blanchard still trying to make toe at the start-finish line.
And he's not done yet. Here comes now Hendrickson. We've got a lot of company as Blanchard and Cinnamon are now playing single file, working nose to tail behind at least the top 3. Behind them, though, here comes Goodwin and Kerry Tribune. They're working now side by side. Smith now goes from the outside lane to the bottom. He's got Craig Schroeder, a lap machine to the bottom of the racetrack, along with Cofield, along with Parks, and the machine of Page as they work the back straightaway heading to 3.
Yeah, Page still trying to find a way to get up here. Started 27th, but good run for him up here inside the top 10. Chad Ross actually started 29th. He's up here inside the top 10 as well. James Kaufman, haven't talked a whole lot about that 25. He started 17th. He's up here inside the top 10 as well as they work the tri-oval.
Another solid drive being made. Everybody right now being patient, and that's exactly what they need to do as they work their way off the corner, closing in into turn number 1. Sun back out again. It has changed some of the handling on some of these trucks, and we even got a blimp view high above from the camera angle of Kerry Tribune as they work into 2.
Yeah, I'm telling you, a great seat in the house would be that blimp, and up front, Hendrickson still trying to hold the lead. Blanchard in tow. They are keeping it locked down here on the bottom side, right up against the double yellow line. Up top, Tribune, Cofield, they cannot find any love up here in this middle lane. They just straight up get a run. They straight up die.
And and that's actually what we're seeing happen. Any type of momentum getting started for them, it all dissipates and goes away. They all still got to try to reset, refocus, and try to go again. Still, honestly, still a long way to go in this race as well as they work their way. As now Cofield battling Kerry Tribune. All this going on as they work to bank it again, and it's still Hendrickson protecting the inside in one.
Couple of guys up here in the middle lane like Jonathan Cofield and others starting to get a little bit impatient. This middle lane not really working out the way that they thought it was going to. Now they're going to start to get a run. Hendrickson's going to back up a little bit. Blanchard's going to back up a little bit. Here comes up front. Big moves being made. Cole Larson in the 20 starting to make his presence felt here tonight at Talladega. Kerry Tribune trying to get the shove through 3 and 4. Hendrickson still leads.
And he thought about it. Here comes Cole Larson, pushed by Kerry Tribune. He's got Cofield in that middle lane. Outside lane is clean air. Here comes now a little Lincoln Dodd on the leader. Cole Hendrickson, they're monitoring it. Remember, there's a new update. If it constantly happens, he will automatically be DQ'd from the server. Right now, he's in the lead as they work into one.
And Cole Larson trying to make something happen. The kid up on the outside, right behind him is Kerry Tribune trying to make something happen. They have finally found a little bit of love up here in this middle lane, and they are door to door for second. Blanchard, Larson, now you got Chris Cinnamon, Kerry Tribune. They are trying to make the middle lane work, but the inside is just too damn strong, Wesley.
And somehow, some way, they are still staying in line. Here we go. The bottom lane is where it's at right now. 5 laps to go when they come to the line. This time by under 5 remaining here. It is Hendrickson in the lead. Blanchard followed by the machine of Cinnamon. We've had no problems so far in stage number 2. Don't want to jinx anything, but right now everybody is getting unorganized and getting antsy back to banking in one.
And as soon as you say that, now we're going 3 wide back here in the back. Cofield lines, they jump out of line, try to make something happen on the outside. Will anybody else end up going with him? Now, here that middle lane, it will straight up close up. Now Larson trying to make something happen. Cofield will go 3 wide for third. The Spice Man, the kid, and Cofield.
It was very calm, cool, collected for just a moment. Now it's got chaotic and wild again. Here comes the panic. Here comes the trucks in the outside lane now pushing. Led by Larson in the middle to the outside lane. Here comes also Cofield. Cofield with a big burst of momentum. He's got helpers as he climbs all the way up into the top 5 and more. Looking for the leaders there. Hendrickson going into turn 1 with 4 to go.
And here comes Lyons giving him all he can handle. Remember, both of these guys, real good buddies. Goes back a couple of years to their racing, being teammates. They know how to get it done, and they know how to make it work, but they straight up absolutely killed Adam Newton. He's got to find something up on that outside lane to try to get going. Larson's going to come back up. Here comes Newton with a run on the outside, looking 3 wide again for the lead in 3.
To make it work again, as you said, 3 wide for the lead in 3. And how much longer will this go on? Here they come, working now off turn 4. Side by side by side. 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3. Do some multiplication with me, shall we? That's about 15 trucks all in a pack. 3 wide as they work to the line. 2 laps to go now. 3 to go now. 3 laps remaining here in stage number 2. And we're 3 wide going back up to Bacon again.
3 wide and almost landing on one another going into turn 1. Hendrickson on the bottom. Newton's going to straight up lose his help. He'll slip back. Lyons jumps up. He's going to hang out Cofield. Lyons is going to the outside. He's going to get the shove from Newton. Lucas Lyons to the lead here at Talladega. Cofield's not going to like that one. Now Lyons jumps all the way down to the bottom side.
Yeah, I don't think he liked that one iota, and he is not going to back away at all. Here comes now Chris Blanchard now. He's going to try to play wingman and protect him, but Cofield right now in the middle. Here comes now Hendrickson, pushing all he can to the inside truck of Cole Larson. On the outside lane is Newton. Newton's got Marks. He's got Page. They're pushing each other to the outside lane with now 2 to go in stage 2.
And actually, that is Lucas Lyons, who is 1 lap down, trying to race to get his lap back. So now Cofield up here side by side with the lap truck of Lyons. Newton up top, trying to make something happen. Larson there as well. Hendrickson on the bottom, trying to get the lap truck of Lucas Lyons to get the heck out of the way. But he will not. Lyons leads him, but he's a lap down. The battle is on. 3 wide for the lead.
And remember, it is fair game for a driver like Lucas Lyons. If he is a lap down and the caution comes out at the end of the stage, he gets the free pass. All the while, here they come, thundering through the tri-oval. Cofield leads them down to the line here in the turn number 4, through the stripe, coming to the line. It's 1 to go now. Final lap, stage 2, points on the line. Cofield from Alabama down to the inside in 1 for the final stage.
Oh, yeah, and throw a little monkey wrench in it. A couple of lap trucks may play a factor in this one as well. Hendrickson will fire back on the inside. Blanchard's going to go with him. I'm telling you, Cofield is falling back in a hurry. Lyons still holds right in front, trying to get his lap back. Hendrickson, Blanchard, the Spice Man, Chris Cinnamon, they're trying to make a run. Cofield's got one more shot through 3 and 4.
And they still hold that line in formation. Here they come. Everybody is all single file. Nobody looks like they're going to go crazy or push out of line. A perfect caution-free stage number 2 comes down to the line. It will be Cole Hendrickson in the middle of all of this. Coming to the line, he will win stage number 2. Caution out now as the top 10 cross the scoring loop. And look at how close it was. Lap traffic, lead lap machines, trucks fighting to get back on the lead lap. And the race within a race is Cole Hendrickson, Chris Cinnamon. They are again right now 1 and 2. Blanchard, Larson, Cofield, your top 5. Thomas, Goodwin, Larson, Trabue, and Newton at the end of the stage.
And what we call that in North Georgia, West Allen, we call that a cluster. That is exactly what that was right there.
Yeah.
Literally, you had lap trucks, you had guys racing for the stage win, you had all that going into play right there. A couple of guys ended up getting back on the lead lap. Some of them actually lucked out and didn't go a lap down. Lucas Lyons is going to be able to get that free pass and get back on the lead lap. He actually was ahead of Cole Hendrickson, and apparently so was Joshua Sust as well. He was right there pretty close and all that as well. He'll get back on the lead lap.
Cole Hendrickson grinning ear to ear. We're taking a break. When we come back, we'll talk to the man to the number 10 next from Talladega, and we strap in for the third and final stage of round 1 in the Dash for Cash on a Monday night.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Oh, wow. Sorry. Fourth caution of the race. Along with Jacob Reeves, Wesley Outland, Dean Hopton. We're in stitches. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Let's grab Cole Hendrickson and get his thoughts here. Jacob, winning stage number 2. Presented by the Glass Mechanic, by the way. Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
Oh, boy, was that fun or what, Cole?
Yeah, sure. It's kind of boring up there, honestly.
Well, it was wild behind you. You had to hold them all off, though. Is the inside the best way to be right now, Cole?
I don't think so. I think when the pack gets back together here, it always seems like at the super speedways, the middle lane has the they lose a little bit in the corners, but down the straightaways they get a run off that banking, and that typically seems like the place to be. But yeah, during that, where the field was kind of spread out there, I think the bottom was definitely the place to be. But yeah, I couldn't see anything that was going on behind us, so I was just, Blanchard was giving me some monster pushes there, and I actually didn't even know I won the stage. I thought Lucas Lyons won it, but I didn't realize he was actually racing to get back on the lead lap.
Yes, he was. Yes. Yeah.
So,
Well, don't feel bad, Cole, because honestly, I thought he was leading at one point. I mean, when you see the door banging download truck up there, you start to get a little bit excited. You know what I mean? But Cole, what's it going to take to win this race tonight?
stay out of trouble, I think. I don't know. I've already been in trouble once. I got an EOL for it, and I actually submitted an appeal under the caution because it was netcode. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how my truck is still alive because I got nailed like right in the rear end, like on the axles. So I figured I was done for the night. I was getting ready to log off, but I had like 14 seconds of damage. So I don't know what these old Yoders are made of, but quite the strong unit.
So listen, you're getting ready for the third and final stage. It's been kind of quiet. That second stage went caution free. Do you feel like the patience is about to go out the window?
Oh yeah, I mean you can see the gears grinding, the wires sparking in guys' heads. I mean it's going to be wild.
There you go.
I might be one of them doing it. So.
All right. There you go. Well, hey, look, you got caught up in an accident earlier, so what a comeback you made in the 10.
Yeah, not too bad. So, yeah, now that I got some stage points, I think from this point on, it's let her eat, and we'll see where we end up.
There you go. Thanks, Cole. Appreciate your time, man. You know, Jacob, it's like what he said in the movie Casper, all for one, one for all, watch your pants before they fall. But definitely, we're about to see all these guys battle it out here and battle it. Yeah.
I have no idea what you just said. No idea. That literally was like a cattle auctioneer. Literally, that's what it sounded like. Just all of it real quick and everything. So I'll just agree. I'll nod and I'll agree. Basically, I'll just go with it.
Whatever he said, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever see the movie Casper? Casper the Ghost?
It's been a long time.
with the ghosts. Yeah.
Yeah. Little one gets here, we'll be watching them, I'm sure.
It's me. Oh, we're back to green. Stage 3. Here we go.
Oh, baby, here we go. Stage 3 in line. And Holla Daddy, Mr. Restrictor Plate, Brian Chew up here at the front. Joey Stires started 28th in the field. He's up here on the outside. Justin Lumpkin, Joshua Suss. Remember, Suss was this close to going a lap down a while ago. Now here he is up here in the mix, trying to mix it up and get him a win and lock himself in as well. And right in behind him, Spiceman Chris Cinnamon, Jonathan Cofield from Alabama. It's stage 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic winner, Cole Hendrickson.
It is go time, as you just mentioned. Stage number 3, all bets are off. At the stripe, they come to the line. Under 50 laps to go. 45 remaining, to be exact. And now, Mr. Restrictor Plate, I give him the nickname. It sticks. Brian Chew leads at Talladega in the 51.
Doing a pretty good job right now. Joshua Suss got straight up kicked to the back. Hendrickson was having none of it. He was being very aggressive. Damn near turned him through 3 and 4, but they saved it. And up front, Chew still holds the lead. Stires up on the top side. Hendrickson right behind him. Joey, we're giving you a little bit of extra cameras right there. You got all kinds of stuff going on. What's the ball game looking like? What's the ball game? We need to know something. He don't care. He's going to the front here tonight at Talladega.
Joey Stires now up in the lead. Look at this now, getting around Chew. Battling side by side. Yeah, he's watching some football game. There's also NASCAR on the other side. I think it's Martinsville. NASCAR Martinsville. Yeah, and then NASRA. NASRA's on the big screen. Say hi, Joey. Say hi. Hi, Joey Stires. He knows we're talking about him.
I just wish I had the money to buy that many TVs and put them all in my game room. I wish I did. But I'll say this, he's got it all lined up right there. Like our producer said, that is a huge electricity bill. And I'll tell you something else. Somebody that's making a little bit of electricity here tonight, Chad Ross, get back up here on the mix, started 29th. He's up here battling for the lead. And Joshua Suss, who about got turned by Hendrickson, now he's making a charge. Second man on the outside lane.
Sideways goes now the machine of Sus. Look at this now. You got Ross up in front of him. Hold on, Joshua Sus. Be nice. Be nice, Joshua. Be nice. By the way, awesome interview on the Door Banging Download with Jacob the other day. I literally listened driving home from Caraway Speedway and about ran off the road in laughter.
Yeah, Josh is a straight-up character, and he is welcome back on the show anytime, and he may be back on the show very soon if he can get this win, lock it up here tonight at Talladega in Stage 3, but he's got to go through Chad Ross in the 38. He jumps out in front, tries to put the block, looking four wide, no, they back out of it. Ross door bangs with Joey Stires.
A lot of people didn't know. Tune into the replay of the Door Banging Download on the archives of podcasts and outlets, and he describes about destroying not one, but two police interceptors, police cars. Whoa! Trouble! And he goes around, and other trucks are wrecking. Oh, no! Joshua Sus, Taylor Peacock, crashing Lions. I believe that's Larson. Oh, no. Oh, no. Kaufman, Smith, Kermit, Ribbit.
Well, as bad as I got to say it, I mean, Joshua Sus, if he crashed two police cars, then he just crashed a police truck right here tonight at Talladega. Watch what happens once again. Maybe a little bit of contact right here with Kaufman. You'll see it right there. It comes up or comes down a little bit, gets into Kaufman. Kaufman comes up, kind of a domino effect. Comes up, gets Ross, spins him. Newton ends up going around as well. Cherry and Sus, they're up our door banging. Here comes Kermit, slides through. Goodwin slides through. Everybody's sliding through. Everybody somehow missed Kaufman, sliding right in the middle of the racetrack. Nobody even touched him except for, you guessed it, Joshua Sus, who ended up getting in to Kaufman right here, knocks him sideways, and nobody hits Kaufman right here, slides down. He got into Newton, and then after that, everybody missed Kaufman. Yeah, besides Joshua Sus, Dane. Yeah.
My goodness, look at this again. Look at the Kaufman and Ross, and then the Sus, and I don't know. Maybe we need to interrogate the cop. What do you think, Jacob? Let's interrogate Joshua Sus, but like, you know, what we think? Interrogation time. Is it his fault? It is. I mean, it is his fault.
Yeah, it is his fault.
You're guilty.
It is.
Nah, he got collected in it. Yeah, he is guilty as charged. Joshua Sus, guilty as charged. What's your take on what happened out there on the track?
Oh, I think just a couple guys who aren't used to being up front, trying to run up front.
It wasn't your fault?
I don't think so. 38 comes down the 25, the yellow truck. He decides he's gonna try to side draft or something. They make contact, forces me down. I make contact with him. I don't know. I still got to look at it, but I knew something was going to happen when we were around some Pacific people. Let's go with that.
How badly damaged is your truck?
Oh, I got 7.5 minutes. I could barely steer.
Oh boy, here's a look at it again. I think it's on board with Cofield. Yeah. Hey, by the way, Door Banging Download, very fun episode that you guys did over the week.
Yeah, it's always a blast to talk to Jake.
Jacob, got anything for the cop?
I'm over here laughing. I'm sorry.
Officer
all this right here.
Why are you laughing for? It said,
okay.
Joshua, I said that I was bringing you in. I was going to interrogate the cop, is what I said. We're going to interrogate the cop. So,
I tell you what. I will ask a question right here. Just try to liven your spirits right here, Josh. You talked about it on the podcast where you wrecked two police cars. Would you classify this one right here as being a third police car or police vehicle? Would you classify that?
No, because I don't think I'll get suspended for this one.
Wow. Well, Joshua, thanks for your time, man. Take the time on the clock. Be a good boy.
Yeah, I'm going to have to sit and fix it.
We'll see what happens. That's Joshua Sus, everybody, and obviously Blue Line Racing driver. He's a good boy. Jacob, why are you laughing for, dude? I told you I was going to do it. Interrogation to the cop. Officer Sus.
Well,
By the way, I back the
can't do
blue
it.
proudly. I back the blue proudly. I back our.
Yes.
Have you not heard the door banging download, Dean? Oh my God! Oh, but yeah, you need to.
Well, Wesley, believe it or not, before we went on the air, I was telling him about the behind the mic sessions where we have those now and everything.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Now he's wanting to pre-listen to these things just to make sure they're okay to put on the air.
Ooh,
Dean.
what? But who? That's what makes it so much fun. We're entertainers, as you say. We're entertainers, even on commercial. We're entertainers. Look, as long as we're doing our job on the air, right? I mean, I encourage people, though. It's become wildly popular, Jacob. You created this monster. It's your fault.
Yeah. I mean, it's straight up my fault. I mean, it started out as, just kind of a little thing, just to kind of, express my thoughts and everything else and try to, bring, just to interview people, because Wesley, I mean, me and you, as well, you live in North Carolina and I live in Georgia and everything. And we got to meet last year and everything else at North Georgia Speedway. It was such a great time. But if it wasn't for our racing, neither one of us would have got to meet. So I figured that it would have been a cool thing to meet some of these guys that we call races for and everything.
Right,
and then
right.
just out of nowhere, it has it's like you said, it has gotten very popular and it has gotten off the rails numerous times, but that's what makes it so fun. That's what makes it so entertaining, is just because it gets off the rails all the time.
It is. We're not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready for a restart as we settle them in for you with 38 laps to go when they come back to the restart zone. It is Mr. Restrictor Plate, Brian Chu, leading in the DSR electric number 51. The man knows how to win at super speedways. I've always said that, Jacob. Keep an eye on him. He's up in front.
Well, I mean, you think about it, Brad Shue, remember back in the NASRA Cup Series, guess who won at the first Talladega? Brian Shue knows how to get it done. Granted, that was in a Gen 4 car. These are trucks. They race a little different, but he knows how to get it done here.
Ready to see what happens with 38 laps to go. Your flagman, Barney, overlooks the field as we come back to the Geico restart zone. Brian Chu on the gas, green flag in the air. It'll take him about a lap to get back up to full song, and we're back on our way at Talladega.
And here goes Chu down on the bottom side. Hendrickson lined up on the outside. Justin Lumpkin back here. Good to see Justin Lumpkin on JL up here in the house trying to make something happen. The Spice Man in the house as well. Chris Blanchard, saw him get caught up in a couple of accidents here tonight. He's back up here in the mix. Raul Meza to the 37. He ain't playing on his phone tonight. He's up here 35th, dead last, up here inside the top 10 as well. But Mr. Restrictor Plate, Brian Chu, leads them in 3.
Don't forget to subscribe and like to keep up with everything going on in the world of NASRA and the broadcast. Here they come, working now off of turn number 4. Brian Chu inside with a push now. He's got Stires behind him. He's got Blanchard and even Raul Meza. All this going on now as here comes Cole Hendrickson with a push by Lumpkin, and the Spice Man, Chris Cinnamon, looking to get back with a win of the year to go to the playoffs. He's up to 3rd. He's up to 2nd. He's alongside Stires, passenger door now, Blanchard door to door in 2.
Yeah, he straight up went around the outside, found a hole, and made it stick, and he shot there, son. He was going. Harris is going to the back, though. Bo Tiffany's going to slam him straight in the tailgate, but the Spice Man, Chris Cinnamon, trying to get up here and get it done. Hendrickson lined up behind him. Chu still leads in 3 and 4.
And all this happening again now as they close in on the remaining laps of this 3rd and final stage. 275 miles, 36 laps to go of 104 laps the distance. Track temp in triple digits, air temp sim-wise at 70 degrees, and we're not done yet. It's Brian Chu with a big push down by Stires as they work their way into the late afternoon in turn 2.
Chew still lined up on the bottom. Got his teammate Joey Stiers lined up right behind him. Here they work through turn 2. Spiceman Chris Edelman trying to make something happen. Oh boy, watch the outside. Taylor Peacock, Andrew Harris, Bo Tiffany, all 3 of them lined up. They're going to try to make it a 1-2-3 sweep. Harris gets up into the fence, comes down, almost cleans himself out with Chris Cinnamon, but Taylor Peacock goes to the front at Talladega.
Had big thoughts of making it work. Here they close in 3 wide. It's now Cinnamon in the middle with a push by now Henriksen. Watching all this work on and happen is also Brian Chew pushing now Taylor Peacock. 2 years ago, regular season champion and the champion on the same year, Chris Cinnamon. They're going at it here into turn number 2.
Cinnamon trying to pull the side draft, trying to pull him back. Harris trying to pull all the way to the top side. That's exactly where he's going to go. Bo Tiffany's going to line right up in behind Andrew Harris. Up front, Peacock still has the lead. Chew second. Not anymore. 3 wide for second. Harris trying to make a run. Peacock still with the lead, but they're 3 wide for second.
It is Brian Chew giving all he can to the back of the tailgate to Peacock. It's Chris Cinnamon, the Spice Man, right in the middle as Henriksen gives him a shove. Up on the outside lane again, it is the drivers of Harris. Harris now getting all he can with pushes from the outside lane by Tiffany. Yes, Bo Tiffany back in the saddle again. Here he comes on the outside. It's Harris looking for the lead and trying to make it a 3-truck battle between Peacock, Cinnamon, Harris, the law firm in 2.
A lot of these guys thinking about the Aerosmith song as well. Dream on. Who is going to be dreaming here tonight at Talladega? It's Cinnamon, one of them trying to dream. Harris trying to dream. Peacock trying to dream. Roger Diamond up here behind Bo Tiffany. He's thinking 2 in a row. 3 wide once again for the lead at Talladega. Peacock gets an advantage. He'll squirt out on the inside.
It is Peacock down to the inside of the racetrack. He'll get a push again from Mr. Restrictor Plate. That is Brian Chew. They now get unorganized on the bottom lane. The outside lane is the middle lane as well, trying to make a rally on your leader, Peacock. At the line, here they come. Just like that, it's a blur. 3 wide for the lead again as they climb the bank in at Talladega.
Harris trying to make that outside work, trying to get Tiffany to go with him. Tiffany nowhere close, trying to close back up on the tailgate. Diamond trying to see if he can close back up on the tailgate. Justin Lumpkin is straight up in a hornet's nest, straight up sucker hole, right in behind Hendrickson. Up front, Peacock still tries to hold the lead. Cinnamon door to door with him. Harris just trying to find some friends on the outside.
Looking for friends. Friends, you gotta have them. Friends, you gotta need them. And Lumpkin's now the monkey in the middle. He now right behind the tailgate of the Toyota Highline Racing Henriksen. Henriksen pushing Cinnamon up the middle. He's now gonna have a move. Gonna go to the outside. Here comes Harris. Here comes Tiffany. Lumpkin now back in that third line. We work our way back into the corner into turn 1.
Brian Chew still trying to figure something out, trying to get this inside lane rolling. Harris now running all the way up on the Dale Jr. line like you would see him run here at Talladega back in the day. Cinnamon right stuck in the middle with his Highline Racing teammate Hendrickson. Jason Morales out there shouting it out. The 10, the 9, and the 58. Well, I'll say this. He's got pretty good odds. They're up here inside the top 10. But up front, Harris will take the lead in 3 and 4.
3 wide. Here comes now Harris in the middle. Who has the momentum? What truck is faster? We saw it one time, the bottom lane carry all the momentum. Peacock, though, has got Harris now in the middle. Now Bo Tiffany on the outside lane. Up top, safer barrier. Bo Tiffany to the lead at Talladega to 1.
Oh, Bobo trying to hold on to it almost 4 wide. Everybody holding their breath. Diamond has to back out of it. And Bo Tiffany, who almost had the lead, he was able to save it. Everybody almost jumped on the binders. They were scared to death thinking we was going to see another big one in 1 and 2. Now Harris with Cinnamon. Peacock with Chew. It's Talladega.
And right now they work their way again off of turn number 2, off the super stretch into turn number 3 and 4. Taylor Peacock now holding off Chew. Harris, there's Stiers, there's the Spice Man, Chris Cinnamon, top 5 right there. Throw a blanket over him, and don't count out Bo Tiffany. He's fallen back all the way to 10th, but he's right in the catbird seat. If he can get that outside lane formed again with Diebold helping into 1.
Yeah, and he's got to side draft Lumpkin real hard right here, try to pull that middle lane back and try to separate a little bit and get Diebold to latch back up onto the tailgate. Still 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back to the Bo Tiffany battle. Tiffany still inside the top 10. He's starting to make ground. He gets up to Hendrickson. He's trying to get up to the Spice Man. He is coming for Harris in 3 and 4.
Here comes Bo Tiffany. I told you, you better watch him. And how about Roger Diebold? Jacob Reeves, you're a former winner of NASRA. You know what it's like when you won Atlanta. You get that first win, that first taste of victory. You want to have the taste of sipping it again. And right now, Diebold for 2 in a row. He's pushing Tiffany for all it's worth as they work with under 30 to go.
And they look for a wide double, maybe thinking about it, trying to go up top. Tags Tiffany, almost knocks him sideways. Peacock still has the lead on the inside. Harris still stuck in the middle. Bo Tiffany with help from Diebold, from Gregory. Stephen Gregory back up here in this mix as well. Remember, stage 1 winner Stephen Gregory back up here in the mix. Matt Cherry back there as well. Brady LaBeouf all right, but Peacock has the lead in 3 and 4.
Boy, that buddy got so excited he got mute there for a second. Right now, they work their way again off the corner, off of turn 4. Look at this now. Almost 20, 25 trucks, I believe, in this big, massive pack. Working now down to the tri-oval, to the line. Taylor Peacock in the lead. Right now, 28 laps to go. We're not done yet, but we're at the home stretch in stage 3.
Home stretch, baby. That's what everybody's thinking right now. Peacock still has the lead. Chew is shoving him for all he is worth. Harris tried to help. Now Cinnamon, he'll end up hanging him out. He'll go to the bottom. Chew jumps out of line. He'll jump up in front of Harris. Lumpkin's going to find a hole as well. Tiffany trying to find some help right behind him by Diebold, but Brian Chew will assume the lead, but here comes Peacock battling back.
If you're listening on CRN, you're being treated to a dandy as well on the radio. For those watching on the NASRA 360 Racing Network, this has been absolute entertainment. We've had a little wiggle there by Brian Chew. Hold it together, guys. Look at this. That was nice respect. Everybody backed away. They didn't get greedy, and then they reset and they pull the trigger again. This time it's Peacock protecting the bottom, and Brian Chew is now going to lose his teammate as Harris goes and hangs him out to dry on the bottom of the back straightaway.
Boy, this is a dandy. This is a daisy. Now, here we go. Chew jumps back in line. End up almost getting hung out. Lumpkin's going to flip back a little bit. He'll flip-flop back. Now, Diebold's going to flip-flop back. Tiffany's going to end up hanging him out. Jumps down in front of Lumpkin. But up front, Taylor Peacock, green flag pit stops.
Green flag pit stops. Will this totally change the race? This now Peacock is on pit road. They're crashing on pit road. Chris Cinnamon turned in the wrong direction. Almost holds up Cofield and others as we're pitting.
Wesley, that is one of those things here
Wow.
at Talladega, Daytona, all that. You will see that right there. As guys trying to jump into pit road, you got to get in, lock it down at 55 miles an hour, and get it into the pits. You lock it down, but they will be door banging, they will be bumper banging. People will get turned eventually. That is one of those, I guess you could say, gambles that you make under green flag conditions.
By the way, Roger Diebold, last truck on the lead lap. If the caution was to come out, he would get the wave around. But he's also amongst all these other fast leaders. Brady LaBeouf, Cherry, others coming to pit road now on lap number 80. 79, actually.
There's a lot of help right here coming with Brady LaBeouf. There was a couple of them that went in with Peacock and everybody else. Peacock had, I believe he also had Jonathan Cofield. Chris Cinnamon was able to jump back in that mix. Hendrickson up here with Gregory, Blanchard, all those guys pitted that last time. Now, Brady LaBeouf and others, a couple of them sliding through boxes, Wesley. That's another thing to worry about. Don't slide through your box. You want to be able to come out in the draft. You don't want to slide through your box and everybody else be able to make a good stop and not slide through. They can gas up and get away from you, and you could end up losing the draft.
Try not to make any of those mistakes again, as you forementioned. Here they come, working their way now back in to turn number 4. This time, everybody stays at full song. It is now Tyler Goodwin, the new leader, but for how long? Lucas Lyons, Bo Tiffany, Kerry Tribune, Raw Meza, hot on his tail now, with under 25 to go, and Talladega's the leaders that just pitted are pulling back up on the bacon in 1.
Lucas Lyons just about got straight up turned, but he was able to jump it back up, almost got turned in the trial. Well, Kerry Tribune sitting here riding right in behind Bo Tiffany. Up front, Tyler Goodwin leading him a couple of laps, getting his name called here tonight at Talladega. Well, Pulse Poppers right there on the deck lid of the truck. Goodwin leads going into 3. Tiffany lined up as well, and Kerry Tribune, Lucas Lyons battling for 3rd.
It is Tyler Goodwin who is in the lead. The question is, for how long? Here they work their way in to the tri-oval. Coming to the line off turn 4. It is Godwin, followed by Tiffany, followed by Kerry Tribune. They're all single file. Lyons and Meza watches along as well. They're back into turn 1.
And all these guys lining up, obviously, they could pit at any point in time right here, Wesley Allen. Either that or they're just trying to line up and get some extra speed to try to break away from some of these guys that pitted a while ago. Think about James Kaufman, Jeffrey Johnson Jr., Brady LaBeouf, Matt Cherry, Andrew Harris, Taylor Peacock, all these guys right here in this lead pack trying to line up. They could pit this time. Either that or they're trying to gap those guys that pitted a while ago.
Tyler Goodwin in the lead. He is out front right now, followed by Bo Tiffany. Look at Kerry Tribune. All these drivers holding into their position right now. 22 to go, and we're single file up front.
Still single file. Nobody wanting to jump out of line. Goodwin, Tiffany, Tribune, Lyons, Meza. That's the top 5. Dade Hagan, Cody Knott up here having a good run in the 26. He's sitting in 7th. James Kaufman all the way back in 8th, but he's 27 seconds behind this lead pack. Will they go into pit, or will they keep on logging laps to 3 and 4?
Keep on trucking, baby. All this happening is now we're also seeing cloud cover again. These green flag pit stops has really changed the complexion of this race. Tyler Goodwin up in front at the tri-oval now. 21 to go here in Talladega. No showing signs of stopping for him as he works in 1.
Yeah, just keeping it right there on the bottom side. Down there in the cellar, as I would like to say, where Grandpappy has the moonshine. Here's the next little pack right here with Kaufman and Jeffrey Johnson Jr., but there's only 2 of them. If you look back just a split second, you'll see it just for a split second. You saw Brady LaBeouf, Matt Cherry, Andrew Harris, all these guys lined up. They're actually back here racing for the spots back here with Joey Stires and Peacock. But there you see those 2 guys. There's the pack, and we get the right back there, the tri-oval.
Caution down in the bottom of the racetrack below the start-finish line. I believe it's Cole Larson going around. And the caution is out. Some drivers going to get the free pass. Here's a look at it as we see why we're under caution here.
Wow.
Cole Henderson tagged from the back by Larson. Wow.
Wesley, that's what we call ARCA braking right there. That's exactly what that is. There was a stack up on the middle lane, or on the bottom lane, I should say. You see everybody stacking up right there. Hendrickson just trying to get out the gas. Sediman tried to check up. Larson don't even lift. He just drives in there like they're not even stopping. But Peacock, Cofield, they stacked it up. Sediman stacked it up. Hendrickson, they all got the memo. Larson didn't. He just straight up drives in there. Watch this right here. He just comes out of absolutely nowhere. Bam! Larson just didn't even look like he honestly didn't even look like he tried to stop. He probably lifted, but he didn't hit the brakes. Ends up spinning around, but good save right there by Hendrickson. Once again, ends up almost getting the tailgate knocked off of it.
Tyler Goodwin Tyler Goodwin leading the way. They come to pit lane. Tyler Goodwin, as we see another replay of the accident. Tonight is his 140th career start in NASRA. He is a former winner. He won last summer, July 1st, 2024 at Pocono. Can he do it again? Goodwin and others are now on pit road.
Yeah, but this is actually going to kind of screw them, to be honest with you, Wesley Outland. They stayed out. LaBeouf, Stiers, Cherry, Newton, Thomas, Harris, all these guys that were actually in that little pack that we saw that wreck happen in, they've already made their pit stops. They ain't got to worry about pitting. They can make it all the way.
We are at the Premier Racing Setups, 20 to go, under 20 to go. We'll thank our sponsor. So we'll go side by side with you. Brady LaBeouf is now the new leader. Can Brady LaBeouf, Jacob, win this race? Was the strategy in his favor for the Season 2 champion?
Well, I mean, Wesley, to be honest with you, Brady LaBeouf, at the start of this race, now I don't want to jinx him or nothing like that, but he actually had to start at the back. He didn't get to qualify. He was actually having internet issues before this race started. Believe that or not, he actually had to start the back. He got no practice. He got no qualifying. Something about the headset. He was losing upload, packet loss. It was all kinds of other stuff. But it looks like he finally got it straightened out. So for Brady LaBeouf to come out here and get the lead and run as hard as he's been and have no problems as of right now, he ends up winning this thing. He's going to be shocked right now, because I bet you right now he wouldn't even bet it on himself here in this race.
Brady LaBeouf right now being showed as the leader. After pit stops, it's Joey Stiers second, Matt Cherry third, Adam Newton, Stephen Thomas, and there's your top five. Looks like he's watching the truck race from Martinsville. It does look like Martinsville. It's not trucks, it's cars, actually. He's watching a cup race, I believe, from Martinsville. Nonetheless, Andrew Harris, Taylor Peacock, Chad Ross, Jonathan Cofield, Eric Parks, the new top 10. I want to interview Brady, but Jacob, I'm afraid to.
You doing that one on your own free will. Well, obviously, we got Dean Hopton back here trying to make some chicken sounds and everything else. But I will say this. You do that on your own free will and he wrecks out. I had nothing to do with it. I'm not taking that curse. Not tonight.
Robert Richards, by the way, leading the all-time start list of NASRA at 403 starts. Tonight, Stephen Thomas makes career start number 388. Raul Mezes tonight is 381. How about Adam Newton making his 365th start? Cody Knott, start number 353. If that wasn't enough, Taylor Peacock making his 300th start next week. Brady LaBeouf leading the race with 18 wins. This is career start number 292 for him, closing in on 300 starts, Jacob. So there's just some of the drivers. Chris Cinnamon, start 289 tonight.
I mean, that's the coolest thing right there, Wes. That's the stuff that I love right there. You flop it out, all those stats and everything else. I mean, it's cool to see some of these guys that's, got those amount of starts. Robbie having 400 and something starts, and, all these guys up there in the 300s. I mean, I won't even get close to it. There's no way I'll get close to 300 and something starts. And by the way, Murph from Murph's Magical Creations out there, he's wanting to see some unicorns out there. Can we find a unicorn for Murph? Let's see if we can find one. I think Adam Newton may be running the Murph's Magical Creations. If he is, I'm not 100%, but somebody's running one. I promise somebody's running the Murph's Magical Creations card.
Adam Newton, there he is. Now, he ain't got the unicorn. Who's got the unicorn on the truck?
I'm looking. I don't see one.
I don't see Murph's Magical Creations on the truck tonight. We'll play you know what? We'll go side by side and we'll play the commercial for you, buddy, for Murph's Magical Creations. We come back to green, 18 to go here at Talladega. There's your There's your fabled cigar smoking fabled unicorn creature.
Obviously, right there, Murph's Magical Creations. Go check them out at the phone number and the email address inside. And wow, baby, we're getting good up here in the neighborhood. Big time deals being made and blocks being thrown. LaBeouf tried to jump up. Cherry ended up not going with him. And guess who went with LaBeouf? Andrew Harris. Remember the beef from all the way back, and they had beef in Phoenix? That beef is still there, but they got to help one another if they want to try to get to the front.
They got to work with each other. They have to, right? They got to be friends. Closing in on the finish. 16 laps to go. By the way, this has actually been a very entertaining, calm race for the most part. We had some hiccups at the beginning, but it's definitely fizzled out, if you will.
Yellow flag is out.
I spoke too soon. We got a caution. James Kaufman has crashed to the 25 down below the bottom of the banquet, and we go under yellow flag.
Oh, boy. Kaufman trying to get it straightened back out. Let's see what happens with James Kaufman. See if there was a move that, see if there was maybe an aggressive move right there. There you see James Kaufman right there. Wesley, little bit of a stack up. Lester, Kaufman just comes up into Cinnamon right there. I mean, nowhere else for Cinnamon to go. I mean, hell, he's in the wall. He can't go nowhere.
Another look at it again. Wow.
Well, our producer Dane Hopkins saying that it's going to be on Cinnamon right there, but Wesley, I don't see it right there because you see right there. Watch him actually look. He's merging up. He is merging up right there because at one point he was straddling the dotted white line, and all of a sudden he just comes right up on the right side right there. Just keeps coming up. Cinnamon could lift, but I mean, when you're there, you're there.
Yeah, I agree with you. Another look at it. Another look at it. Here you go. Nowhere to go for James Kaufman, and caution out here. We're stepping away. We're taking a break. Back with more from Talladega as we near the home stretch of a hot lap 2:75 with 15 to go.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Seventh caution wraps up. Welcome back to Talladega. Jacob Reeves. I'm Wesley Outland. There's your race recap right now as we near the home stretch. Hey, by the way, Jacob and Dean will take y'all the rest of the way because I have another broadcast obligation at the top of the hour. Hopefully this one finishes before then. We'll see what happens. 14 laps to go. Dean's holding me hostage. Jacob Dean is holding me virtually hostage like the man did where he said to close the doors and hold the congregation. That's against the law. We can't do that. That's not nice, Ozzy.
I mean, I didn't know he put a lock on your internet. I mean, did he put a lock on your right hand where your mouse is? I mean, come on now. You can click out when you got to click out and everything, but yeah, I mean, Wesley, I really do hope, that they actually do kind of straighten it out. But, we talked to Cole Hendrickson a while ago, is the intensity going to ramp up? Is it going to start to get crazy? And he said, oh, yeah, for sure. Because everybody knows what's at stake right here. I mean, obviously, you're racing for a win. You want to get a win. Everybody's racing for the money and all that other stuff. But not only that, you're racing to lock yourself into the playoffs. And, Wesley, this right here is a wild card race. Any of these guys, there's 30 of them still on the lead lap. Even, James Kaufman, who got in that wreck. Roger Diebold's back up here in the mix. He's got a shot as well. Any of these guys, that's the 30 trucks that's on the lead lap, they still have a shot to win and lock themselves into the playoffs and race for a championship later on.
13 laps to go. Cherry and LaBeouf now on the front row. You've got Joey Stiers and Stephen Thomas on row 2. Harris and Newton on row number 3. There's Peacock and Ross on row 4. Cofield and Parks, your top 10. There they are.
And to go through the rest of the top 20, you'll find Stephen Gregory back here in the 11th spot. Brian Chew will be back starting in 12th. Bo Tiffany, who was up at the front, started outside front row, but he's back here mired in 13th. Watch out for that 46. Justin Lumpkin back here starting in the 14th spot with Dade Hagan. He will start in the 15th spot. Raul Meza will start 16th. Tyler Goodwin's going to start 17th. Lucas Lyons will start 18th. Cody Knott will restart 19th, and Carriage Dubuque will restart in the 20th spot.
And go ahead and throw out your top 25, if you will. And that includes the drivers of Cody Knott, Tom Lester, Cole Hendrickson, Chris Cinnamon, and Jeffrey Johnson. 20, that's actually 30 trucks on the lead lap with last week's winner, Roger Diebold, in the back at that 30th position as the pace truck gets ready to come down to the pit lane. 12 laps to go. 12 remaining here at Talladega with Matt Cherry, Brady LaBeouf on the front row, back into the Geico restart zone. They come back through. They'll pick up speed, and it'll be a dozen laps remaining as they take the green flag here at Talladega to decide the hot lap 275. Cherry with a great launch with a push. Help from Stiers and Harris. They're right there alongside. Cherry up the banking as we go to 1.
And Cherry's going to jump right up in front of his teammate, Mission 1 Esports, Brady LaBeouf. Now here comes the 23, or 44, I should say, on time and scored. It's Stephen Thomas. Thomas jumps down to the bottom side. He'll go with Harris. Joey Stiers will go to the front. Adam Newton's going to jump up on the high horse and jump up on the top side. Try to roll with Brady LaBeouf. Up front, Stiers still has the lead. Here comes Cherry and LaBeouf on the outside.
And right now, here comes that battle on the inside. Here comes now Stiers pushing on the bottom. Harris right there behind him. There's the man cave to the driver of the 23 from Mackinac, Illinois. Now, Matt Cherry works on the outside. He got a push from Brady LaBeouf. Adam Newton behind the 24 to the line. 11 to go. We're back into 1.
They're already stacking up back there in the back. Looks like that's Tyler Goodwin. Looks like he's trying to make something happen. No, that's Taylor Peacock back there, the 81. Jumped up in front of Chad Ross. Straight up stacked up the outside lane. They're trying to make something happen. We'll kill this middle lane, though. Cherry, LaBeouf, and Newton, they're going to slip back. Peacock wants to go. Ross and them wanted to go, but bad bump draft lined them up the wrong way. Up front, Stiers has a trunk full of Andrew Harris. Harris is going to go to the top.
And a push for Harris from Cherry. And now 3 and 4 wide behind them. 10 laps to go here at Talladega. It is now time to show what you got. They work into turn 1 with Harris leading on the bottom of the corner.
Push all your chips in, and caution is out. Somebody pushed the chips in too fast.
It is Kaufman off the reservation again in the 25. Yellow flag out with 10 to go.
Let's see what happened to James Kaufman in the 25 again. Let's see kind of what happens right here, Wesley Outland. See if there was a bad miss or something. See what happens right here. He just goes low, snaps loose. Diebold's right there. Ends up turning him around right there. I don't know, Wesley. I mean, from what it looks like right here, Kaufman's going to end up, I mean, he wasn't getting pushed right here. Diebold never pushed him. He just got loose in that trial. I will give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Right there at the exit of pit road, right there about where he gets loose, Wesley, there is, I guess, a dip, I guess you could say, because iRacing is so dead on with how these track specs and everything else is. Right there, there's a little bit of a bump right there, a little bit of a dip. He ends up snapping loose right there, comes down, comes back up, and Diebold was already there. Watch what happens once again. Snaps loose, comes down, comes back up. Diebold's there, ends up tagging him in the right rear and spins him around.
Yeah, Diebold, and again, as I mentioned, he fought to get back on the lead lap before that caution that just happened, and he did. He was in 30th position. I just think maybe just got a little aggressive there with Kaufman's truck. I don't want to. I don't want to jinx these guys. I really don't. I just don't want to do it. Let's thank some more sponsors, make some people happy like Murph's. We're back in a moment to settle this here in Talladega.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. By the way, don't forget to hit that subscribe and like, because it looks like Stephen Page is going to fly around the field to take the free pass. 8, make it 7 laps to go after our 8th caution of the race. Jacob Reeves, I'm Wesley Outland. Hey, by the way, don't forget, we're not back on the air until Friday. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing going on Tuesday, not going on Wednesday. What the hell am I going to do with myself?
Play PlayStation like I do, I guess. Hell, I mean, that's all I'm going to be able to try to do.
I don't have a PlayStation. Do you know that I don't have any video games or anything like that, Jacob? I don't.
I got a little something.
I don't have any. You know what? My son is off his senior year. He's off for spring break. I know I got to go. I got a triple header of baseball tomorrow. We're doing 3 baseball games in one day tomorrow. And so what I'm probably going to do is just enjoy some time off with Nathan, and he's going to be hanging out with me for spring break. So I think that's what I want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably end up doing that as well. When my little one gets here, because the PlayStation and everything else, I'll probably go out the door, and then when I get those free nights like you're going to get and everything else, obviously going to spend some time with him. And I will say this real quick, just for some of you guys out there, obviously I'm going to be a new father coming in June and July. I will say this.
Yeah.
I will say this. I did not know a woman's stomach would move around that much with the baby moving around in there. Goodness. That is
Let me ask you a question.
absolutely crazy.
Did you know that a baby is going to recognize your voice before the mother's? Did you know that?
Yes. We done a little bit of research on that one, because he'll move around a lot.
He responds to your voice
and everything. Yes, he did. Well, yeah, he quits moving. He calms down. So Either that or he's like, who the hell is this guy talking to me? He's probably one of those, in all that. But at the same time, I mean, he's a bundle of joy and everything else. And she will be 20, if I get this wrong, and she listens to this back, I'm going to hear about it. But 28 weeks this Friday. She'll be 28 weeks. So it's going to be a pretty big deal.
Down to the home stretch, brother.
Oh,
Got
yeah.
the home stretch. Got that bacon in the oven.
I don't know about
boy.
it.
God's punishing me. I got a cramp in my foot now. I got to stand up. 7 laps to go, by the way. Oh, boy. Next weekend, we're going to the road course at Chicago Street Race. Thank you for saving me. Jacob, take it. I got a cramp. Oh, my God, my leg.
I mean, the Chicago Street Course, I absolutely hate that place. Race there, but I will say
You
this.
didn't like the
NASRA
Chicago Street Race? You didn't like it?
I liked it, and I like broadcasting it, and I like watching it because it puts on a good show, but I don't like racing it. I do not. Pocono, obviously, that's a pretty good one right there. That'll be good. Obviously, all these in the dash for cash, and then Bristol will finish out the regular season, and then we'll get to figure out who's going to be the top 24 that's going to be racing for a championship here in a couple weeks.
There we go. That's right. Remember, 24 drivers will lock themselves in to the playoffs. Ready to go back to green with 6 laps to go here at Talladega. Who will it be? When this race is over, we are back underway to settle it. Oh, and remember, there is also overtime that hangs in the balance if need be.
Oh, Thomas jumps to the top side. Did not go with Harris. Cofield got no choice. Tiffany's going to slam right into Cofield. Thomas, he's going to go all the way to the back. Cherry, LaBeouf, they're going to gang up on Joey Stires. Adam Newton, Brian Chew down on the inside. Big shove. Cherry almost got knocked sideways. LaBeouf saved him. Harris behind him. Stires leads going into 3.
And somehow they hold it together. Let's see what goes on as they work their way back into the turn. Home stretch time. Who's going to be around on the other side? 5 laps to go. Joey Stires in the lead. It's Newton and Cherry. Brian Chew, Mr. Restricted Plate, and they're crashing behind them. Trouble at the Tri-Oval. Justin Lumpkin got the biggest piece of it. The number 18 and some other trucks scatter. Caution out now, and this will set us up for possibly overtime.
Oh, boy. That 3 wide, 4 wide, it's going to happen eventually. And that's what happens with Lumpkin right here. We'll see what happens. Lumpkin gets turned around. Watch it again. He's got Hendrickson behind him. Chad Ross there as well. Lumpkin tries to come down. Chad Ross tries to stick it in the hole. Ends up tagging him in the left rear. Sends him around. Little air time right there for JL. Spins around. Cody Knott tags him once again. Spins him around. And Justin Lumpkin ends up going around. And like you said, Wesley, I believe we are fixing to go into overtime.
Another look at it. Oh, my goodness. Justin Lumpkin. And you know what? Was that Kaufman that spun to the bottom? Oh, the pace truck even T-boned him. EOL to the pace truck, please. EOL to the pace truck. That was not nice. That was a no-no. Boy, oh boy, we're not done yet. I'll be honest with you, though. This race has been very entertaining, Jacob. I mean, this is what Talladega reports. He's messing me up. See, this is what Talladega provides, not Talladega reports.
Yeah, I mean, Talladega always produces. There you see right there the pace truck right there. Obviously, Fred, the pace truck driver. But yeah, I mean, Talladega always produces these crazy finishes. I mean, it seems like we about every single race I think I've called with Nazareth, for some reason or other, we always go to overtime, and it's just this aggressive pushing, aggressive moves. Guys trying to go 3 wide, some go 4 wide. The aggressive moves being made, it's going to happen, and you're going to end up having cautions. But I will agree with you, it has been very entertaining, even though we've had, 8, 9 cautions, I believe, in this race. So it's still been very entertaining, and I will say this, all 27 of you out there live right now, I'm telling you right now, get your beer, get your popcorn ready, get your beef jerky ready, get whatever you got ready. I'm telling you, I got a feeling we're in store for a great finish here tonight at Talladega.
Who is your pick to win this race, by the way, with 101 of 104 laps completed, meaning that there is right now 3 laps to go. Remember, the race director can, at the discretion, call for the lights to be cut off and quickly go back to a quick caution and go back to green here, Jacob. That's something that they can control.
Yeah, obviously, race control can do that right there, so we'll see what TJ Moore decides to do on all this, and if you're wanting me to pick a driver, no, I can't do it. If I do, I'll end up jinxing them. I will say this, I'll probably end up getting blasted for it later, but if I had to pick one, Joey Stires would probably be in the catbird seat right here. He's got to have Adam Newton right there with him. I would say Stires will take the top on this restart, which is exactly where he's showing, and then he'll fire off, have his teammate Adam Newton behind him to shove him all the way. But if I had to pick a dark horse, don't even count out Brian Chew. Brian Chew is in the mix as well.
That's my pick.
Brian Chew. But I got to go with Brady LaBeouf just because of what I talked about earlier. The internet issues that he had. He didn't practice. He didn't qualify. It's Talladega. I know that. But had to start all the way from the back and drive back to the front. So I'd say either Brady LaBeouf or I would stick with Joey Stires because he's going to have that advantage right here on this restart.
And you see that the lights are off on the pace truck, meaning that when they come back around, we will take the green flag. It will be a green-white checker shootout, and we're in the regular distance of the race. Now, Jacob, let everybody know what's going on. We got to find that white flag.
Yeah, we got to find the white flag, and folks, this is pretty much what overtime is. If we'll take the green right here on this restart. If there's a caution before we get back to the line, we'll re-rack them, restack them, and we'll do it again as many times as we need be. Unlimited overtimes here with Nazareth. Now, if they get back to the white flag, we get a white flag waving, all that good stuff. It's literally checkers and records. First one back will win the race. They could wad them all up at the start-finish line. They could wad them all up in 3. They could wad them all up in the infield for all we care. But they got to get to that white flag to get an official race. We don't end under a caution. Not anymore here in Nazareth.
You have to take the Darren Detail and Shine. 1 to go. Bottom line. Remember, Nazareth will be back with you on Friday with the next race. Morgan Scott, Jacob Reeves, Friday for the Nazareth Truck Series, the Nazareth Cops Truck Series. It is it. Paced truck is pulling in. Now, don't fret. We got other stuff coming soon. It just hasn't happened yet. Before you know it, we'll be back Monday through Friday. Green, white, checker. Green flag, Joey Stires with the best restart ever at a super speedway in the 23 from the outside lane. He's got pushed with Mr. Restrictor Plate Brian Chew. Adam Newton, Team DSR in the fight in 1.
Yeah, really, I thought Stires was going to jump down in front of Adam Newton, but he is not going to do that. He is going to stay with Brian Chew. Newton up here is where Eric Parks making a last-ditch effort, goes all the way to the top. Nobody goes with him. Newton, Stires battling it out. One driver jumps all the way to the top. Here comes Jonathan Cofield up the middle as Newton and Stires battle in 3.
Here they come, working turn number 3. They got to stay in line. Let whatever happen when they come to the white flag. It's going to get crazy. I got a feeling for the last lap. But they got to reach the white flag first, so we go to overtime, and oh no! Adam Newton, Joey Stires, they're crashing! The field implodes from within, slamming the wall as other trucks.
Oh my gosh!
Joshua
and they're
Stuss
still
just
wrecking.
tagged with insult to injury in the 80 from the 19. And the big one has just happened again. Joey Stires, Eric Parks, Kerry Tribune, Adam Newton, Roll Meza, Dan Hagan, Joshua Suss, and a partridge in a pear tree at Talladega on the big one.
Wesley, I think that was just a bad bump draft gone wrong right there. Cherry lines
Cherry
in behind him. He just gets him right there over the rear just a little bit. Ends up hooking Newton. Was sliding all over on his tailgate. Ends up nailing him. Newton just hard in the outside retaining wall. Stires went up there as well. And then everybody else trying to jump down and get around Adam Newton. Cole Hendrickson gets involved into 10. Stires goes around again. Gregory gets in it as well. And then Joshua Sush just trying to sneak through it. Gets tagged in the right rear, and he goes around as well.
Dean, stay up front with the leader in the 54 because I think Matt Cherry crashed past the accident. Stay up front with this. Let's see what happens here up front. Watch the 19, but keep an eye on the 54 because I think he got turned when all this accident ended. Watch the 54. Brady LaBeouf's behind him. He's in the lead. He's in the lead. Watch this. Right there. There's Brady LaBeouf into the 54, Jacob. I think he saved it. No, he didn't. There he goes. Watch this again.
I mean, he makes contact right here with Newton. Obviously, swipes the bumper, gets him in the right rear, sends him around. Then there's Cofield comes down, door bangs. LaBeouf, his teammate right there, gets into him, sends him up. Brian Chew gets involved in it as well.
Son of a biscuit.
Went around. Wow.
Yep, I knew. There's another accident within an accident. Oh, boy. And you know what? I don't blame Brady LaBeouf none because, I mean, it's everybody on the binders checking up to miss the accident. Where do you go? You got nowhere to go.
No, you have nowhere to go. And some of them was able to sneak through. There's Parks. Bam. There's some door banging for you right there with Dade Hagan. Ends up getting into him, knocks him around. Watch Brady LaBeouf right here. You'll see the contact. There's Cherry. There's the right hook. Obviously, it was an accident, but then LaBeouf comes down below the double yellow line. It gets Cherry right there. Now, LaBeouf's just trying to miss the accident up top. And then LaBeouf gets Cherry, sends him around. And LaBeouf is the leader as of right now. But I don't know how they're going to score that one right there. I tell you what, race director is going to have a field day with this one.
Another look at it. Team DSR up in the front, and somehow they were the process of elimination. On board with Joey Stires. This is Brian Chew. Look at this. Newton Stires into the wall. Brian Chew behind them. Nowhere to go when Brady LaBeouf gets into the left rear of the 54 of Cherry. Cherry turns right back into the 51. This happened right now. 2 accidents in one. Look at this now. Oh, man. And you think about Brian Chew, Jacob, when that first accident happened, he's thinking to himself, man, I feel bad for my teammates, but I got away from this one. I'm clear. Or are you? Look at this. Man. Heartbreak.
Wow.
Heartbreak. Heartbreak.
A lot of heartbreak.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got to go to a commercial break. Jacob Reeves and Dean Hopton are carrying you the rest of the way. I stayed as long as I could. I'm 3 minutes to airtime for another iRacing broadcast. We're going to take a break. They're going to take you to the finish. Stay with us at Talladega.
Well, folks, we're back here at Talladega. Obviously, thank you very much, Wesley Outland. And I'm telling you, this is going to get good right here. Obviously, Bray LaBeouf still up here at the front. Remember that contact with Matt Cherry sent him around. All that was accidental contact. Just everybody was just going for that checkered flag. At least just try to get to the white flag. And usually how it works here in Nazareth, everybody trying to get to the white flag here at a super speedway, and all hell ends up breaking loose.
You're right. Welcome, everybody. Let's just make sure my mic levels are okay, as I wasn't expecting to commentate. But, of course, Wesley has other commitments to go to, as we weren't expecting it to be stretched. But we are in our green-white checkers at the moment. They were so close to the line, I think we were going to get the Darren Snellgown one to go. But we didn't quite get there on that one. So Bray LaBeouf, the boss man, up 32 places at the moment. Can he bring it home? Can Tiffany? We know that where's Tiffany Senior out there and supporting Bo Tiffany. Can he get the job done? Don't forget about Lucas Lyons, who's back on this one too, there for the door bag and download machine there, Jacob. And Andrew Harris.
Yeah, Lucas Lyons. Lucas Lyons right there has got a good shot. And, yeah, just as you mentioned, Andrew Harris and Bray LaBeouf, they already have beef. Let's see how it ends up turning out here tonight. Green flag in the air. Will they make it back to the white flag, or will we re-rack them, restack them, and do it once more? LaBeouf gets the jump. He is on the bottom side. Tiffany up top. LaBeouf down on the bottom side. Harris comes up, gives him the shove through 1 and 2. Spiceman Chris Cinnamon up here with Peacock. LaBeouf and Tiffany off turn 2.
Are they going to push themselves? Anybody going to go out wide? You can see 3 wide at the back at the moment there. But, oh, they're turning. They're going to be dooring each other off. And we have another. Oh, he's flipped. We got another one to re-rack and restack, and we couldn't get through it. I don't know. That's half the field again, Jacob. Talladega, my friend. Big results and big accidents. I think Chris Blanchard was involved in that one. Luckily, he's got a towing company to tow himself back to pit road.
Yeah, Blanchard was one of them that got involved. Tom Lester was one of them that also got involved as well. Lester was the one that ended up going over on his lid. Check it out right here from Chris Blanchard's point of view up front. LaBeouf, Tiffany battling it out. A little bit of a stack up right here in the middle lane. Tribute Parks, they get in it. Yeah. There goes Larson. He gets up in the air. And then there goes Lester. He gets up in the air as well over on his lid. Hendrickson once again gets involved in another accident here tonight. And a straight-up pile-up once again, and others trying to just drive through. Schroeder, one of them, trying to drive through. Everybody trying to get through. But caution out once again here for a third pro caution here at Talladega.
Yeah, these cars just like got stuck in, like welded to each other at this point, and this is bang, nowhere to go. The accident's also further up, and there you go. They get literally the heat of the metal of the impact just welds them, and they finally get disconnected from each other. But yeah, Tom Lester's the one that goes airborne. Let's have a look from Tom's perspective, and at that point he's already airborne, so we'll have to look at that before that. Smashes the camera on the roof.
Yeah, might want to hide your kids for this one, folks. Just take a listen to this right here.
Oh, kind of reminds me, isn't it, of IndyCar driver that was on his lid like that a while ago last year, I think it was. Look at that. Just where you go. No point turning the steering wheel because you're on your lid.
I mean, and he just slides all the way down through
too.
there,
Like,
literally.
You got to go anywhere, mate, when you're accelerating like that. Yeah, see, the 10 gets loose. They start dooring each other. And then they just tag Tom. And he goes up there. And just slides on down.
And, you know, Dean, I'm looking at this right here, trying to figure out who was actually at fault out of all this right here. And, I mean, it could be Hendrickson kind of got knocked sideways. J.D. Larson was straight up shoving him for all he was worth and just knocked him sideways. Probably got him in the back end a little bit, knocked him sideways. There's Larson right there in front of Blanchard. Let's see what happens right here. Did J.D. Larson end up getting into Hendrickson? Yeah, I think he might have got him a little bit. Knocks Hendrickson sideways. He comes up and gets into Luke Smith into 27. Knocks him sideways. Let's check it out one more time right here as they go into turn 1. Riding on board with the 98 of J.D. Larson. Let's see what the whole deal was right here. Now, keep in mind, Hendrickson, his whole back end is straight up cracked. He's got hit in the back end numerous times here this evening. Once again, there's a little bit of a bump. Knocked him, got him a little bit squirrely right there. Lester's shot on the inside as well. Probably spooked him a little bit as well.
That's the push.
Just so much movement right there, honestly. Just so much movement right there, Dean. It's got to happen right there. And then obviously Larson goes up in the air as well.
Yeah, it's only just a tiny, minute little touch, isn't it, in the high-speed corners of Dega, as everybody's eager to try to shuffle themselves into position, because we're talking about the penultimate lap at that point almost being called. So you would expect everybody's going to go for it. You kind of have to say at the back there a little bit, is it going for a little bit too early there, Jacob? You know, well, it's the heat of the moment. It's Dega, baby, and it's a hot track at the moment, too, as we were aware, too. We were cracking the century mark for the temperature, which may be even more heated up. I'll tell you, in the cockpits there, yeah, right on a century. But I'll tell you what, tempers are boiling in these driver seats at the moment. Bo Tiffany in the lead with Brady LaBeouf, Lucas Lyons. Now, your doorbell and download into P3, my friend Andrew Harris. So that was the situation it was prior to our 11th caution this evening.
And Dean, I'm not 100%. This could be the race. I'm not 100%, and no, they're going to turn the lights out, so they're going to let them race it right here. This will be the last attempt, because we're actually at the time limit right here. If we, look at it, we're actually at the time limit, so this is going to be the final attempt right here for a green-white checkered. So hopefully they can try to straighten it out. 22 of them on the lead lap right here. Hopefully they can get it straightened out. Lucas Lyons just sent me the message. This is the final restart, so I really hope they can get this straightened out, get a clean, at least get to the white flag, and then they can wreck it for all I care at that point. But everybody stuck around this whole time. We want to see a green flag finish all the way to the checkered flag. We don't want to see this sucker end under caution.
Yeah, we don't want to see it on the caution or cars upside down perhaps across the racing line, but we do want to see the checkered flag. And yeah, you're right. I'm going to show you that time counter now. So it's going to say 3 to go. It's going to change to 0 to go. That is 0 Manitos. Por favor, amigo. So this is it. Cross the line, you win the race. And whether it's going to be under caution or green flag, well, let's fingers crossed it'll be under a green flag. Bo Tiffany, Brady LaBeouf, Lucas Lyons, Andrew Harris. Don't forget about if anything goes a little shuffle up the front, my friend. Chris Cinnamon, Taylor Peacock, Stephen Thomas, JJ, they all know how to win races as well.
Yeah, Jeffrey Johnson Jr. up here, he has got a great shot to get him a top 5, possibly get a podium or possibly a win if all of them end up wrecking, hopefully on the white flag lap if they're going to wreck. So, and in my opinion, at this point, if I was race director, I wouldn't even throw the caution. I'd let them run these 2 laps and just be done with it. That's what I would do. But here we go. Pace truck is off. Bo Tiffany, Bray LaBeouf, Lucas Lyons, Andrew Harris, and Taylor Peacock, top 5. Chris Cinnamon, Jeffrey Johnson Jr., Stephen Thomas, Cole Larson, and Cole Hendrickson. The top 10, green flag in the air. Final restart for the hot lap 275. Hopefully we will get a green flag finish. Everybody double wide. Couple of them looking to possibly go 3 wide back in the back. Working their way through 1 and 2. LaBeouf trying to get the help from Harris. Tiffany getting the shove from Lucas Lyons in 1 and 2.
Going to get it moving now on the second line. They're going to get a push, of course. You're going to have to push somebody. You might have to think about not winning, but pushing the cars that you want to push across the line. Brady LaBeouf on the outside. On the inside is Bo Tiffany. Somebody was saying that, Jason Morales was saying perhaps they're going to be low on fuel. I think Brady might be a little bit more lower on the fuel than the other one, but doesn't matter. Got a couple more corners to go until the final lap. Will we get to that flag? Bo Tiffany wants to get to it first. Brady LaBeouf want to try to squeeze across, and they're going to, get blocked. He's turned. Jacob, he's turned. Brady LaBeouf has got to win the race by virtue. They're wrecking in the background. I think it's just all over. But P2, Andrew Harris, Taylor Peacock, P3, Jacob.
If they're still racing for it, but I'm not 100%, but it looks like they may be backing down right here.
We didn't get the extra lap in because the times clicked off the counter, so it was first to the line. It's
Wait a minute, I think they're still racing.
Oh, they might
be.
They're
still going 175. Yeah, they're still kicking. Well, actually, they're slowing down a little bit, but they ain't got no help back here. Wait a minute, this may be the race. Peacock trying to go. Larson up here as well. Andrew Harris up top. They're still racing. I think they are.
Oh, I don't know, Jacob, but I think that
It may be LaBeouf's race right here. I'm not 100%. Yes, it is. Brady LaBeouf wins here tonight at Talladega. It was a one-lap shootout. And Brady LaBeouf, my pick, started from the back, had internet issues, did not practice or qualify, and Brady LaBeouf wins at Talladega. Harris gets second, and Taylor Peacock will finish third. The night belongs to not New Orleans, Louisiana, but Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Roll Tide. Brady LaBeouf gets the win here tonight.
And to answer that question, that Jason, he has enough gas because he's doing burnouts right now and celebrating for the Warrior Wraps 24 machine. Fantastic drive, isn't it? From the outhouse to the penthouse. Absolutely. Good job for Brady LaBeouf there. And a little bit of internet issues too. He was blinking a couple times during that race. It could have gone all pearl-shaped, but he put his head down there. That's why the boss man never gives up, never surrenders, and gets the job done. We'll go back. Andrew Harris finishing that P2, Taylor Peacock in that P3. Unofficially per se, but we'll definitely confirm that very soon as race control will be looking at that one too. A few wrecks in the late dying stages of that one too, Jacob.
Yeah, it kind of threw me off because usually when we have a restart, I'm thinking, we're going to go, 2 on it. But this was the race to the finish right here. You see it right here. Lucas Lyons trying to shove Tiffany. It must have been a one-lap dash, and then Tiffany jumps up, slides around, ends up back there, way back there in the back. Cofield and Luke Smith, they go around. They just open the door wide open for Brady LaBeouf, trying to block Harris, his arch rival from a couple of weeks ago. And Harris tried to make one last-ditch effort, but it was not enough. A couple of others spin around back there in the back, but LaBeouf gets the win. Harris second, Peacock third, Larson Thomas the top 5, and sweet redemption, I guess you could say, for LaBeouf over Harris from the beef that was spewed on the door bank and download just a couple of weeks ago. There you see the race results. LaBeouf, Harris, Peacock, Larson Thomas, top 5, Chris Cinnamon. Roger Dabo, good rebound for him. Won last week, and he will end up coming home with a 7th place finish here tonight. Triple J, Jeffrey Johnson Jr. will come home in 8th. Lucas Lyons will finish 9th, and Tyler Goodwin rounds out the top 10. Cody Knott, Jonathan Cofield, Brian Chew, Chad Ross, J.D. Larson, the top 15. Well, Matt Cherry, Cole Hendrickson, Luke Smith, and Eric Parks, those are the drivers that finish on the lead lap. Rest of these guys one lap down or more. Stephen Page will finish in the 20th spot. Bo Tiffany, who had the lead coming off turn 4, got hooked around. He will end up finishing 21st here this evening. Tom Lester will end up finishing 22nd. Kerry Tribute will get 23rd, 24th to Justin Lumpkin, 25th to Chris Blanchard. Craig Schroeder will get 26th, Raul Meza 27th, Dane Hagan 28th. Stephen Gregory will get 29th, and Adam Newton will finish 30th. Joey Stires, Joshua Suss, James Kaufman, Aaron Van Rotta, Phil Pappas, the 35 drivers that took a time. Here tonight, TJ Moore, your race director, Keith Haney, did not start. Well, folks, we're going to round up these podium finishers, bring you right back here in Sweet Home, Alabama. Brady LaBeouf wins it here tonight at Talladega. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, folks, we're back here at Talladega. Got the podium finishers up here in the booth. The boss man, Brady LaBeouf, 33rd all the way up to win it. Didn't even get to qualify because of an update on his computer. Brady, congratulations on the win. Tell us about it, bud.
Oh, thank you, Jacob. Man, it was actually a fun race, a very eventful night, especially for our team. We found ourselves kind of off strategy there at times, trying to get stage points in the stage one, and then we kind of, everybody else, you know, took fuel so they could make it to the end of stage two, and we were kind of sitting ducks there. We had to, me and Matt Cherry had to work with Upfront Motorsports there just to stay on the lead lap, which we did a great job. Steven, Andrew, Taylor, and Matt, and myself. So we were able to stay on the lead lap and kind of get back in position after stage two. Would like to have gotten stage 2 points, but and then we kind of, I guess, not really planned out because we're not communicating with each other, with different teams. But we found ourselves pitting with those guys again on that last stretch and put ourselves out in front for track position. And it was pretty much between Nazareth Racing Esports and Upfront Motorsports there at the end.
Dean, you got anything for Brady?
Well, it's also keeping out of trouble, wasn't it? Because there was quite a few big wrecks there, and you just happened to be at the right place at the right time. A very experienced driver yourself there. Is that a little bit of a luck of the draw there? But also, you were always running at the top of the timesheet, so you certainly had the pace, and it paid off at the end. Did you think you're gonna be crossing that line there? Were you worried a little bit when Bo Tiffany got turned, or you just said, "Look, I'm just gonna slap that loud pedal and just go"?
Yeah, I mean, anytime we come to these plate tracks, you look at, Upfront Motorsports, Taylor, Andrew, Chris, Stephen, Gregory, those are the guys that, they work well together. They're a tight knit group. So you kind of want to be around those guys because they always seem to, have the horseshoe up their butts to get through those accidents, Chris Blanchard. So you kind of want to surround yourself with those guys to kind of get through those wrecks. But what I've always learned, racing with Taylor for 5+ years is track position is key at these super speedways. So as long as you put yourself up front most of the time, you avoid those accidents. And man, I just hate it for Matt there. It was kind of weird the way that caution came out. We thought we was getting a white flag, and I got hit by the 58, and it put me down on the apron, and I was actually out of the throttle completely. And Matt kind of came down, and we kind of connected and took him out. That was not what we wanted because we wanted to kind of control the restarts there. And then that second to last, I wanted to be on the inside with Andrew because, like I said, he was a familiar face that we had been working with all race long. So I wanted to put myself on the inside to kind of control the restart. And I kind of just gave it away, and I thought the race was over, being the time was going to be up. But luckily, iRacing gave us one more shot. It kind of put Andrew and I together on the outside lane, and he just stuck to my bumper there. And whenever Bo and Lucas kind of connected, it looked like Bo kind of went down, came back up, and it almost like it was trying to shoot him into me. And we just all kind of got through it, us three. Taylor got through it, and I figured he was going to try to make a move. I was kind of mirror driving there at the end, and I'm just glad, it all kind of worked out for me to get a win. It's been a while since I won. It's been more than a season, so it's good to be back in victory lane.
And Brady, I got to stir the pot a little bit, so I'll ask you this, and then you can thank your sponsors afterwards. But obviously, I mean, there is a little bit of beef, obviously, between you and Andrew Harris, and kind of ironic, both of y'all finished first and second, both of y'all are sitting in here. But I mean, did y'all feel like y'all had that beef? I mean, if y'all squashed that beef at least for this race to try to work together, or is there still some beef right there a little bit?
Well, you know how race it is. I mean, it's you got rivals that are made. You got guys that you seem to can't get away from. Things happen throughout a 25-week season, and then you find yourself the next week racing against them, the week after, and the week after, and then you come to a super speedway, and you find yourself working, with each other. So, I mean, I stated, in the Discord, and I joke around a lot in the Discord, but I was pretty much over it, last week coming into this week. So we'll just have to see how the rest of the season plays out. I mean, like I said, we race. I think we only take 3 weeks out the year off. So racing these guys week in and week out. I mean, there's been times where I've gotten into it with Taylor before, and other guys within the league. So, but I appreciate him pushing me and working with me tonight, especially Taylor and up front. So we'll just have to see how the rest of the season plays out. But definitely want to thank him tonight for working with Nazareth Racing Esports, all my teammates, and just a great night for us to kind of move forward, I guess, with our relationship.
And go ahead and thank your sponsors too, Brady.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank my wife and my kids for allowing me to do this every Monday and sometimes on Fridays. So I appreciate everybody in the league, and you guys, the broadcast crew, Dean, Wesley, Jacob, everybody that kind of helps me, everybody at Nazareth that helps with the league and everything. And all my teammates. M1's got a new lineup this year, but still like working with all those guys and having fun with them every Monday. And just appreciate everybody that makes this happen.
Well, Brady LaBeouf gets it done here tonight. You see New Orleans, Louisiana, but he hails now from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Roll Tide. He gets it done in literally the Roll Tide State here at Talladega. Brady, appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win, and we'll see you at the Chicago Street Course next week.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
That was Brady LaBeouf. Now we'll go to our second place finisher, Mr. Andrew Harris. And Andrew, buddy, I mean, talk us through this race. I mean, because it literally was a marathon, because I was getting messages from Lucas Lyons and everybody else talking about, oh, well, this may be the last restart, or we're on a time limit now. Now we're racing against the clock. We're not racing against the laps. Race against the clock. I mean, just tell everybody about this marathon, because usually we don't see that at super speedways.
Yeah, absolutely. The first, full 3/4 of this was strategy, and kind of like Brady was saying, kind of getting linked up there towards the middle of the race when we had strategies going on at the same time to get the first stage points. Knew we were giving up the stage points there in the second stage. Just to come around to the end of the race and just a complete cluster, not really sure what was going on there with whether or not we were getting the green flag. Are we going back racing? Are we getting the checkered flag? Is it going to be a 1-lap race, a 2-lap? We had no idea what the heck was going on there at the end. So just kind of worked out in our favor that we stayed up front and kept up front.
Good point. Dean, you got anything?
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Well, we were just as confused as much as you were, Andrew. But all you could do at that point, isn't it, just go flat out there. And you couldn't do too much about that. You couldn't form a third line and try to go around Brady. So you just say, I think, as he said, you gave him the push across the line there. That helped him because both of you are on the outside line. And then it all went pearl-shaped on the inside line there with the 46 and the 53. But, you were right up the front there. You really... had the pace here this evening. You were one up from your P3 position that you started, so your qualifying pace was there. I guess just not at the right place at the right time, isn't it, to get the race win? But you did push Brady across, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, when we were coming to the checkered flag there at the very end, when we were coming out of 4, I thought we were getting the white flag. So I thought we had one more lap to go after that. By the time I realized we were getting the checkered flag, I saw the window open to try to make a move on Brady. I realized he's probably mirror driving. If I get my nose, next to him and he just, he wrecks and then we wreck, it's only going to make everything that's, happened in the past, worse. So I figured my best option is probably to stay right here, just push it out until the end, maybe make a late move and see what happens. But I just figured it was the best move just to get second place. Like I said, got stage points, stage 1, second place to finish. Just good points day. I need all the points I can get. Had a bad first half of the season.
And Andrew, I'll ask you this final question, and then you can translate into your sponsors and shout outs. I mean, you talked about that right there. This first half of the season is, well, I'll just put it in blunt terms. First half of the season has sucked. Pretty much. I mean, you basically called it that. Does this race right here, granted right here, getting close, got about 3 more races now left until we get to the playoffs. Does this second place finish be able to get a little bit of momentum to be able to get you fired up and get you back into the hunt to possibly go for another win, lock yourself in, or at least be able to try to get yourself into the playoff picture?
Yeah, I definitely think that it makes me feel better to finish up here and get out of the kind of slump that I've been in. But as far as momentum, super speedway racing, for some reason for me it doesn't translate as well moving forward, but it definitely makes me feel a little bit better and more secure about going into the next couple weeks. I know we got the Chicago road course coming up here in a couple weeks or next week or something like that, and yeah, I might as well just sit that one out, but hopefully I can just get enough that I can make it into the playoffs again and see if I can't make some kind of run out of nothing at the end of this season here. So
I wouldn't sit it out, Andrew. I wouldn't sit it out because in road courses, anything can happen, my friend. There could be big accidents and stuff like that. And if you don't feel that you're very confident in a road course, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show and see how it all pans out. And bang, you could be in a top 10 finish, no problems. I've seen that from a driver just that I broadcasted the other day. He was about two seconds lap slower than everybody else and ended up finishing P5 because of all the incidents that happened. So anything's possible, mate. And you mentioned about those points. You are going to get a hold of them here this evening. And it'll put yourself a little bit further up from the 23rd place that you started before this round.
Yeah, for sure. I wasn't ever going to actually sit it out.
Well, all right. Well, Andrew, go ahead and thank your sponsors, pal.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Blanchard's Towing for everything that he does for not only us, but also the league. Upfront Motorsports for keeping me in this thing. Cape Roofing on the hood there, and then you guys for putting this on, and of course, like Brady said, my wife. Gotta thank her for letting me do this, not getting me in trouble.
Well, you thanked her last, so you're probably end up getting talking to her after all this one. But Andrew,
leave her last is most important, right?
Oh, that's true.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear. But yeah, save the best for last. But I mean, it may be a little bit different. If it was in this household, I'd be screwed. But Andrew Harris ends up getting second here tonight, buddy. Congratulations on that second place finish. Appreciate your time. We'll see you at Chicago next week.
Peace.
That was Andrew Harris. We had Taylor Peacock up here, but I guess he declined for the interview, I guess. So he may end up getting relegated all the way to whoever was on the lead lap. Never know what can happen off of that. But Dean, final thoughts here tonight at Talladega, baby. Obviously, we love this place.
We did it. It stretched it pretty long. It stretched it to the time actually ran out. So and then we just had a shootout. That's the unlimited green white checkers that we have as well too. But wow, it was certainly an interesting race. A lot of green flag running as well too, which was fantastic. There you go. Some four wide action, but when we did see the four wide action there, Jacob, we did see a few little incidents brewing up there. But you got to give it to the boss man. He's back. He's back on top. Fantastic. He well deserved all the effort that he puts in, and big GGs to him.
Yeah, yes, sir. Big GGs to the boss man. Was able to pull it out here tonight. So big deal for that, and for him to be able to pull that off. So congratulations to the boss man. And obviously, folks, I mean, it's Talladega. I mean, what else can I say? I mean, I talk about it all the time. I love this place. We'll just go ahead. We'll just skedaddle past that. But I will say this. It was very, very entertaining. Granted, it went a little long, but it is what it is. It's Talladega, baby. That's how it is. Obviously, we want to thank all of our sponsors, all the sponsors that had anything to do with NASRA. Obviously, Merce Magical Creations, Glass Mechanic. Obviously, the Hot Lap Podcast for their sponsorship for this race. DSR Electric for the title sponsorship of the league. Concerns of Police Survivors, Premier Racing Setups. You name it. Just all the great sponsors here with NASRA. I want to shout out to the fans and obviously to the drivers for everything that they do, putting on a show each and every night. And obviously Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knott for always allowing us to be ourselves and give you fans the entertainment that y'all deserve. for the Australian Dean Hopton Bengals, and also for Wesley Outland. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves, saying, as I always say, be safe, be kind, be fast, and we're going to be right in Dean's wheelhouse next week, son. We're going road racing, left, right on the streets of Chicago. You do not want to miss it. 9 p.m. Eastern Time next Monday night, live and only on the DSR 360 Racing Network. We'll see you there.